And welcome in, everybody. So for the final time, the balloon bundle, for some reason, it's only a 12-day thing instead of a 14-day thing. Kind of weird that they didn't just make it 14 days and end it on like Wednesday, but this is the final day of the balloon bundle. It is 20 packs for 200 trainer points. So that's 100, or sorry, that's 10 trainer points per pack, whereas normally it's 200. So this is the best bundle out of the entire balloon bundle. You get, 20 packs, 200 trainer points. That's 2 of your 3 daily quests for 20 packs. Kind of nutso. I just got 2,300, but it's kind of funny because I just opened 20 packs, 20 random packs, and I got 2,400 credits. Watch what happens when I buy celebrations. So remember, it's 2,400. Where the hell is 2,400 for 20 packs versus 3,200 for 6 packs. So again, everyone still asks me all the time, hey Pilot, is Celebration still the best for credit farming? Yes, I just opened 6 packs and got 3,300 credits. And this wasn't even a good, I wouldn't even consider this a good Celebrations 6-pack bundle. But 20 packs got me less than 6 packs of Celebrations. Just that's because how the whole economy is built in live and it makes no sense. All right, so we're playing Genesect all day. I'm learning. I'm like an AI with a foot appreciation. I am learning. I will be playing. Why does Genesect's backside look like a butt plug? I will be playing multiple lists with no Ogerpon. I know, right? 0 Ogerpon. What is this guy thinking? He's crazy. What is the problem with this deck? Is Ogerpon, right? They just target your Ogerpon and win. So I have multiple decks that don't have the Ogerpon. And what I kind of realized as I was building this, if I just want to go for a straight Genesect deck, I don't really need bosses, right? I don't need Gust cards. If I can just get enough energy on this guy. Oh yeah, this is going to be a rough one. This is going to be real rough. This is going to be a real bad day. So we'll start with your typical list that, was first place in Japan. So keep in mind, when I play this deck and get 0 wins, this was a first place list in Japan. But yeah, I got a Shuckle build, which I don't think is very good. We got Tapu Bulu. I literally went through every single grass Pokemon in the entire standard to look for ones that just accelerate energy, and there's not very many. But this Teal Masked Ogerpon accelerates an energy. The second attack kind of sucks because it takes 3 energy and that doesn't really work. But another thing you might not know is that there's a 50 hit point Toedscool that also accelerates energy. But it only has 50 hit points and has to be from hand. Additionally, there's the Wo-Chien. So this guy, attach up to 2 grass from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, and Binding Greed is actually really funny if they can't retreat. Because then they just basically miss a turn. It's basically better than Paralysis. Well, I mean, it's basically just paralysis. Yeah, it's basically just paralysis and they get sad. So there's things. Things will happen today. They won't be good things. Yeah, Never Gonna Let Me Down did the math. That's a real eBay seller right there. All right, we're facing off against T. Higgins. And yeah, so if you missed the news, Pokebeach broke that Perfect Order will be out on March 26th in Pokemon TCG Live. So obviously things are really messed up with rotation and how they're giving us J-Block cards in January. And Sly Valley, I know. But I want to prove to you that I'm not wrong about Venusaur. Oh my goodness. What a start. What a fantastic start. Is this a mirror match? This could be a mirror match. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's end turn. That's a great start. So it looks like March 26th will be a rotation. I sort of mentioned that over the past couple months, like, hey, March 26th is the final Friday, or March 27th is the final Friday of the... Okay, interesting. To what appear, we're in a mirror match. I think, oh God, why does PDCGL is just so stupid? All right, so let's go Forest of Vitality. If I'm assuming that this is what it is, then I can ditch my stadiums and everything. And I guess if I want to win the game this turn, I should prioritize the Chikorita. And yeah, let's go Ino. But again, we're playing Taram. I thought about Joltik, but remember, it's 2 grass and 2 lightning. So it doesn't... Oh, this is terrible. We got 0 energy. For some reason, this deck just does not draw cards. Whatever you need to win the game, this deck will not find it. All right, let's get a Toad School down and then probably lose the game next turn because that's just what's going to happen. So yeah, I thought about the Joltik that's 2 grass, 2 lightning, and that might be good. But remember, you can't find it with Bug Catching set, so you'd have to play like Buddy Buddy Poffin, but Buddy Buddy Poffin doesn't get your Bulbasaur. And, you know, you wouldn't put lightning energy in the deck because everyone in your deck attacks for pure grass. I mean, you could put the lightning on a Teal Mask Ogerpon. Hey, it's a full... So this will be in the YouTube video no matter what. Just to show you just how bad Teal Mask Ogerpon is, because this is going to literally come down to... okay, so they're going to have a Meganium. Interesting. Oh, and they also have a Regigigas. But they don't have what they currently need to win. And the fact that they have their Meganium means that I can take a knockout here. See, they got their Bug Catching set. So my Ogerpon, I believe, is about to get knocked out. And they got 260, which is really good. And I literally have no recursion here. I have no way to win. Unless I top deck some amazing things. This is how great this deck is, oh, hey, I'm just going to lose now. Yeah, it really just comes down to who gets the best start, the best draw. And walking playing? I'm playing Mega Venusaur because Genesect came out. All right, so I believe this is a KO. Oh, it's not. Oh, they've awoken the beast. That's what I told my ex-wife every time I woke up in the middle of the night because she was snoring too loudly. You've awoken the beast. Prepare to pay the toll. All right, here we go. This deck is about to fail miserably. Okay, so we take the knockout. So that's easy. We're going to knock them out. They are in a really rough spot, but this is just... If they didn't have Meganium down, we would not be... Yeah, so we're taking the knockout. We're taking like a perfect KO here, which is great. But it's kind of showing just how bad this deck is that... Oh, there's a Toad Scroll. Do I want Toad Scroll? Effects of attacks. I don't think I want Toad Scroll. Oh, that's bad. Sure, let's get you. And then I guess I slap it down because, again, they're not going to bump our stadium. And the reason I want to put the Ogerpon down is just to obviously get more energy into play. And you want to thin the deck an extra card so you can hopefully find an Ivysaur, which I did. Good. Okay, am I worried in any way that they knock out my Venusaur? I don't think so, right? I don't think I'm worried. I'm more worried about a Revenge Ino and then I lose everything. So I think what I do is we don't put extra energy on the Venusaur because that would potentially open us up to, if they get a Venusaur and then load up a Teal Mask Ogerpon, they can do that. So yes, it'd be nice to protect my energy in this situation, but I can't really do that. And we had Pheasantipity and Ino on the prizes. But yes. If Pokebeach is correct, which they almost always are, March 26th in Pokemon TCG Live will be Perfect Order, our first main set of 2026, which officially begins the J block. Oh, this is Ogerpon Meganium without Venusaur. Yeah, you're seeing that Dawn is not good. I entertain the idea of playing Dawn in the deck, but as the YouTube audience knows, because I mentioned it in the opening, Dawn gets you a basic Stage 1 and Stage 2. Unfortunately, Venusaur also needs energy and a stadium. So it's like, yes, Dawn is a great card for Forest of Vitality until you remember that you have to get Forest of Vitality and Dawn doesn't get you Forest of Vitality, right? Lilies off the top gets you 8 cards. That could be Forest of Vitality, you know, 4 Bug Catching set. Yeah, they realize that Venusaur is not great, but I think I just win if they can't find an energy switch, or no, if they... Okay, so yeah, they got the bosses. I kind of assumed something like this would happen, and then I guess they go for Meganium. If they go for my Meganium, that's stupid. Yeah, they wouldn't go for Meganium. They took a Golden Shower. This is the downside to playing a Venusaur-less list, is that they can't get the Regigigas powered up. Obviously, in that situation, Regigigas would have been the perfect person to take a knockout, because then I only take one prize. Unfortunately for them, it did not go their way. All right, we want the other dude. So we're fully set up in terms of energy and everything. And I do just win the game with Genesect. Assuming it's not prized, but it probably is prized. All right, can we get the Toedscruel? There's the Genesect. All right, so if I'm going to INO them, then I want the Genesect to not be in my hand. And we want to hope that I do not get the Genesect off of this Ogerpon. So do one thing right in your life and don't give me a Genesect. You can give me anything else. I will take literally anything else. Do not give me a Genesect. Thank you. Okay, so we have no reason to get anything. There's no reason to worry about effects of attacks. We just go... Yeah, we just attach that energy. We go INO. And then I would really like to see Genesect off of this. Thank you. Thank you. That's great. All right, so then we want to spread our cheeks. We want to make sure our cheeks are spread as wide as possible. Oh, I hate... Okay, no, we want that there and then that there. Okay, so we want our cheeks as spread as possible. And nothing else. And they cannot win the game on their next turn unless they do some voodoo magic and just make something crazy happen. So yeah, this is... I entertained the idea of playing Dawn. I ultimately decided, hey, Dawn kind of sucks because it gets you your Pokemon. It doesn't get you the Stadium or the energy. And as you've seen, finding energy can be really difficult for no reason in this deck. And this is why Genesect improves the deck. Is you can almost, if you focus on Genesect, you can cut Gust cards from your list. Right? Like obviously Terra Pokemon are immune, but I'm going to take the knockout on that Mew right there. That Mew is my win condition. I'm going to knock out the Mew because I'm going to have 6 energy in play with the Max Rod. And like they're doing all these things. They think they have a chance to win. They're like, okay, he's playing a Venusaur Meganium Ogerpon deck. He has no chance. Please don't INO me. Please don't make me eat my words here. Oh god, they're going to INO me. Oh, there's a Lilies. Good. And Kite Pyro, it's going great. It is going amazing. It's going swimmingly. You know, call me, wait, what are you doing? You don't have it like that. Call me a Sea King because it's going swimmingly. All right, so yeah, if they would have been able to have a Venusaur, they could use Regigigas. Regigigas is just really good. And then we win the game. It's that cool. So, yeah, we go Retreat. And Milo Myrtle, oh, you have not watched my video, have you? You did not watch, or the stream. Might have been just the stream. But it went terribly every single time. Literally every single time that I think I have it. No, I have to accelerate because I don't quite have it. But every time I faced Dragapult, I would get the turn 2 Yanmega. I would put all of the energy onto the Regigigas, have the Regigigas perfectly ready to go to knock out the Dragapult the next turn. Every single time they would get Rare Candy, Dragapult, Neo Upper, Counter Catcher, and win the game. All right, and there we go. Bugs Cannon. We could have knocked out the Fez, but let's go for this guy. See? There you go. Genesect does improve Venusaur, but you have to have 6 energy in play. That's the one downside, is that in order for the dude to really do anything, unless they have a Squawkabilly, unless they have, you know, a naked Mew EX, you have to have 240 because the Latias has 210, you know, Raging Bolt has 240, so Pheasantipity has 210, so you essentially need 6 energy in play for Genesect to be a thing, but when you do, deck seems pretty slightly better. All right, so which list was this one? This was just Ogerpon EX. Yes, I gave it a very clever name. And we're level 333. And what do we get for that? Absolutely nothing. Are we gonna make it to the 50? Wait, what? Why aren't I? Wasn't I at level 33? Wasn't I at level 33? Am I crazy? Shogun TCG. If you put TCG in your name, I feel like that means you're a YouTuber and you're a degenerate. Yeah, just got to keep matching into those terrible grass decks. Okay, Shogun. This changes things slightly. I think we just put the Genesect. I mean, we have 2 Toad School. Let's let it take a hit for the team. All right, so this is a Monkey Dory deck. That's fine. You mean the Mega Lucario? Absolutely. Mega Lucario's great. So, Pokemon Proxies has not updated their proxies, so I can't show you the Mega Audino. But, like, the more I think about it, the more I'm, like, deluding myself into thinking that Mega Audino is good. What am I sucking on? Oh, so then I can't answer you can't ask the question and then not allow me to give you the answer. I'd say I feel bad for my opponent, but I mean, they can still probably very easily win this game. So let's go. Yeah, I guess we just play with our balls. Go get a. No, we'll get the Ogerpon. Because then we go for bug catching set. Ooh, okay. And sorry if I sound a little off. I'm sucking on something delicious. I'm sucking on something really delicious right now. You'll never guess what it is. All right, so let's just go Ino. We'll give them a chance to win the game. Yeah, what does Katy Perry say? Let me lick your lollipop? That's what I'm doing. Okay, give me an Ogerpon. Uh-oh. Huh. That is an Ivysaur and a Venusaur. But I think in this situation, I'd go for the Ogerpon. This isn't the ice cream stream. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, we go 1 to you, because as we know, getting energy into play is good, because I can just win the game on that Fez. And then end turn. So I think next turn, the strategy is just do nothing. Right? So now we do something. If they take the knockout of my Toad School, then they just lose the game. Then they just lose the game. Never gonna let me down? Well, it'll be like, what, Christmas Eve or something? Or Christmas Eve? That I'll play a Moongus to award you stream viewers for suffering through all these terrible decks? So if Mega Sharpedo was not weak to grass, I don't think we win this game. And Kite Pyro, I've been playing since Crimson Invasion. So however long ago that was, that's how long I've been playing. So obviously we send up an Ogerpon. I can send up an Ogerpon, or I can be greedy and just go for the Venusaur. But I think if I send up an Ogerpon, I leave myself the option to attack with Venusaur. If I send up the Bulbasaur or the Venusaur, I don't leave myself that option, so that's actually the correct play, is to send up the Ogerpon, potentially sacrifice the energy if necessary. Okay, we take both of those. And I mean, no, I think we definitely do the thing, right? Because I can maybe just knock him out without even a Meganium. Ah, suck my butt. Okay. And as much as I want to INO them, I'd rather have 8 cards than give them, than 6. Well, that didn't do much. Okay. Huh. Things just got a little interesting. Okay, so we'll go Teal Dance. This needs to be a Venusaur or a bug catching set. That is not that. That is not what we wanted. Okay, so if I attach, hang on, we'll go Bayleaf. I don't think it's worth it to not take a not, but what if they take, what if they boss? They're gonna bosses. We all know they're gonna bosses here, but I feel like I have to. I feel like I just have to serve them up the Toad School. Yeah, I've been playing since PDCGO. Let's put it that way. I've been playing for far too long. Then they got the bosses right away, but they don't have a damage counter on the Sharpedo. So they may have just made an oopsie. They may have just made a colossal oopsie. The only way they can do this now is they'd have to switch into the monkey, evolve into Toxtricity, or I guess, retreat into the monkey, evolve into Toxtricity, accelerate from the deck, punch the Sharpedo in the balls, and then do the thing. So that's still fine. That's still not a knockout. Shogun, you got too greedy. You didn't even have the energy. What? Why would you boss up my Ogerpon when you didn't even have the energy? All right, well, let's do as the kids these days would say and clap their cheeks. All right. Again, this should get me a Venusaur, but it will fail somehow. Yep. This should get me a Venusaur, but somehow it will fail. Somehow this deck always finds a way. You know how life finds a way in Jurassic Park? This always finds a way to not give you what you need. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I guess we put this Toedscruel down. Right? Because it just prevents them. I mean, the other Toedscruel is better, but I mean, whatever. So we'll go Toedscruel gets an energy. I think it definitely still makes sense to accelerate one to the Ogerpon, because what are they going to do? Win the game? Impossible. And hot dog buns, whacking off with your wife is the best way to learn things about yourself and having fun and stuff like that. We got a Regigigas. So we have a Genesect. We have a Genesect that can do a ton of damage. What we don't have is the Venusaur. And it's the age-old problem with Venusaur. And the age-old problem with Venusaur is that apparently you make people rage quit. You make Mega Sharpedo rage quit, but the age-old problem is there's 2 stage 2 lines. You gotta basically have the Toedscruel in there so you can stop a Golden Go from just beating you off all day. And then you have to play Forest of Vitality. You have to rely, and you see Pilot Jungle dumping on people. You're happy. I'm glad to hear it. And was Forest of Vitality out when I played that Butterfree deck? I don't believe so, but didn't we still have the Butterfree that just evolved? Or no? Or like wasn't there a Metapod that just evolved? No, that had rotated. Okay, so yeah, so maybe I'll revisit Butterfree, but that's an eye block card, so I can revisit that like next year. And Jay Fuhrer, I have 7 different lists. I have 7 different lists. Teal Mask Ogerpon is bad in my opinion. So I am focusing on lists that are not Teal Mask Ogerpon. So I'm sorry to say. Yeah, let's just take the KO, I guess. So they're not here. There's a Max Rod that we don't need, and then we go Lilies and get nothing. What did I tell you? We got literally nothing. And Clan Burglar, hey, just because we're 2-0 does not mean this is the BDIF. Well, if you told me that we prized both Venusaur EX, I would have believed you, but apparently not. This deck just hates me. You know what? I'm going to look up Shogun TCG. Because it's not cool to rage quit on a fellow content creator if you're a content creator. Shogun TCG is like a what? Oh, so they have like a whatnot. Or they're a mod for Shogun TCG. I think they're an actual like company or something. Azul says he watches my videos just to be happy, just to, you know, see what the non-streamer client is like. There we go. Okay, so this will be the last one with the Ogre Pawn build, and then I'll switch to the Experience Share build that has no Gust, that has, well, like one Gust card. Because I just want to go Gust, and yeah, Dawn is useless. Do not believe in Dawn. The only way you can play Dawn in this deck... Hey, we're over 500. We're over 1,500. And that's nice. I watch Azul. So, you know, we're, yeah, time to bust. Azul watches me. You know, this is what, finding out that Azul, there we go. Azul watches me. Oh, man. And of course. Okay, so this might mean, yeah, Azul always raids me. He's just like, oh, Pilot's online. Well, he obviously needs to pick me up. I'll help him out. He's obviously going through some things playing this game again. I mean, you DM someone your toes long enough, eventually they're gonna see it, right? Okay, this is good. I'm gonna go out on a Jeremy Lin and say that this is the Mega Box deck and we're not going to lose. All right, so let's attach the energy here. And then end turn. All right. And hot dog buns? Well, it would be like for a trainer. Like, I'm not saying, oh, it should be everything, right? I think for IRL play, for sure, it should just be look at your 6 prizes, then shuffle them to speed things up, right? Because, you know, looking through your deck to see what's prized takes way too long. So just being able to see your 6 prizes before you place them and then shuffle them afterwards, that would save so much time. But I think just try it out for a trainer trial. The whole point of trainer trials is for wacky formats. And they're just like, no, we're not going to do the one thing that everyone's actually asking for. But yes, I know you all watched the video. If you haven't watched the video, there you go. But mega odd note, the more I think about it, the more better it seems. But then I remember that half the time it is a 3-prize turbo energize. Right? So it's like, yeah, it can get you 4 or 6 energy, but that's only going to be half the time. The other half of the time, it gets you 0, or it's just a 3-prize turbo energize. That is not good. It's a 3-prize turbo energize that doesn't draw you cards and has a horrible secondary attack. And it's going to be in a world with no penny and no Turo scenario, and you have to run Scoop Up Cyclone. Yeah, so like I'm gonna play it. We're definitely, thank you, Clan Burglar. We're definitely gonna get some games with it, but it's rough. I think if I just Joe Biden my time here, we're going to be fine. Because again, this is Mega Box. Mega Box I never lose to this deck. As long as I don't attack, I'm going to win the game. It's literally that simple. Hey, how do you win this matchup, Pilot? You just don't attack. It's literally that simple. All right, let's go see what we get. Get probably nothing. I don't think I want the Meganium. And I don't want the Bulbasaur. So if I just go for the Toadscool. Okay, so Bulbasaur. Yeah, I have to put the Bulbasaur down. And then I could put the Toadscool down, which I think might... Ooh, that's good. Okay, so Bayleaf can go there. And then I think in this situation, I put the Toadscool down, and then we just go end turn. Because I'm fully expecting them to use Mega Absol this turn, and if they don't, that's fine. Because if they put 3 energy on a Mega Kangaskhan, that puts them in the danger zone of being knocked out by a Teal Masked Ogerpon, and then I just have an easy KO on the Absol for game. It prevents terminal... I'm not worried about terminal period, right? I have my Pal Pad. I'm not worried about a terminal period leaking all over the place. It's just, you know, it can also do big damage, right? I can do, I think, 280. Yeah, the bosses is fine. They're probably just going to go for a different Ogerpon, or they might go for Bayleaf. I don't know. But currently, they don't have an attack, right? Their options here are they can boss and try to clutch, and that's really bad. They have to Crispin if they want to attack with Mega Kangaskhan. That's really bad. They could Crispin to the Mega Absol and energy switch from a Monkey Dory to the Absol. Yeah, or just do nothing, and that's really bad for them. So we have to play around stupidity here. All right, let's go Teal Dance. See what we get. That's a Forest of Vitality, which we don't need. Okay, so I believe prevent all effects of attacks, but like the only effect is, I mean, they could confuse. Oh no, Clutch. Clutch would be a thing here. There we go. So Clutch would mess me up a little bit. But this is the thing. Tord's deck is a meta call. I've said this numerous times. It is a very well-made deck for tournament level play. On TCG Live, when you don't know exactly what you're doing, and you know you're not one of the top players in the entire world, I have a 90% win rate against this, and the strategy every single time is just don't attack. If you don't attack, they can't do very much. And I'm just in a situation where, you know, if they knock out my Chikorita, that's fine. You know, if they use Claw of Darkness and get rid of a card from my hand, they're either going to get rid of Night Stretcher or Pheasantipity, and I'm going to have one of them no matter what. Yeah, it's a bad deck when you're playing against randos online. Normally, I like queuing up against randos online and, you know, we beat each other off. But not when you're pretending to be somebody else, you know? I don't want a fake Tord. I want the real Tord. I can't say what I want to do to the real Tord. I want to, you know, shake his hand and also shake his foot and lotion. Okay, never mind. Well, we don't quite have what we need. So this is the strategy. Like, I know it's boring and hot dog buns, good luck. I know this is very boring, but like, this is the strategy. I'm teaching you all. This is exactly what you do. You look at their board position. What can they do? They can overload a Mega Absol, but Mega Absol is weak to grass. They can put 3 energy on a Mega Kangaskhan and knock out my Chikorita, but then if I just go Meganium, Venusaur, I knock out their Kangaskhan super duper easily. They went and grabbed Bravery Charm and Energy Switch, but it looks like they're just going to use Turbo Energize to buy themselves a turn. which might not be good if I was able to do math here. Okay, if I can do math, how many energy do I need? So if I can get Meganium and Venusaur, how much do I need? But I will need to get, Meganium and Venusaur. So with the energy switch and the bravery... Wait, why didn't they attach the bravery charm? Are they saving it for the Mega Kangaskhan because they know that I'm potentially going to be able to knock... Okay, you take 2 darkness energy, you accelerate them. You take 1 and then 2, and then you put them on the Absol. You take 1 and then a second one. There we... Oh, wait, what? Oh, they got the Cornerstone Master Ogerpon, which is a big problem. Okay, well, I can go Venusaur, or I can do something really crazy and just hit end turn. I think that's the correct call right there. Oh, that's the super sexy, super... Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah, press 1 if you're turned on by that move that I just made. And they got the bravery charm, but I think that's fine because... Yeah, the bravery charm is basically erased now because they're activating my strategy. I haven't done anything this entire game, and I'm in the driver's seat right now. Yeah, okay, go for an Ogerpon. I don't care. If you flip tails, this is a real risk right here, buddy. This is kind of a risk. Obviously, my hand is dead, so it's not that big of a risk, but... I mean, you could flip tails. Oh, they got it. Oh, wow, they really got it. Okay. So in this situation, we go up with the Ogerpon, and then we just sort of see what happens. It's unfortunate that they were able to bosses that because now we have less energy to screw around with. And I need both. Okay, so I think what I do is... First off, we attach to the... We get the Ogerpon the energy. That's not good, because I can get Meganium or Venusaur. I can't get Meganium and Venusaur. So I think in this situation, we play with our balls. We get rid of those 2. We go and get whichever one we have 1 of, which is the Venusaur. And then we go Fez and Stibbity. We get a supporter. And then we use that Lilies to get everything else we need. Oh, dear God. Thank you. This deck just... It is... bug catching set, it's a double great ball, and it still somehow fails. It's a double great ball. My balls are great, but it still fails. All right, so 3 hundo, we just attach to you. And then because I have Toedscruel, we're fine. The issue, of course, is that... Actually, there isn't much of an issue. Because all I do is I give them a golden shower, we take the KO. They actually don't have a way to knock out my Ogerpon this turn. There's literally 0 way they can knock out my Ogerpon this turn unless they have like a vitality band. And if they do something like, oh, I'm going to knock out your Pheasantipity, that doesn't help. And if they try to use Clutch, we have the Toedscruel. So the Toedscruel with Protective Mycelium. And don't forget the Colonoscopy Rush can do... If I put energy on every single one of my bench Pokemon, this is doing 280. This is better than Mega Venusaur in the right situation. Okay, Lively Stadium doesn't matter. It does mean that Genesect is probably going to be a non-factor this game. But if I had, 7 energy on the Genesect with Meganium in play, that's a knockout on a... 8? 7 times 20 times 2 is 280. Yeah, so I would need to have 7. 8 wouldn't do it. So, I mean, if I had all 9, we could take the KO. Or I could just... No, I can't really sit back and use the Genesect here. If in some strange world they manage to knock out my Meganium or my Pheasantipity or something, then yes, I will try to make the Genesect do something. But I don't think that's possible because they'd have to knock out like Meganium and a 2-prizer. because I'd need multiple Teal Mask Ogerpon. So yes, I will admit the Teal Mask Ogerpon kind of came up clutch. We hit some decent matchups for this deck. You know, anytime you face Mega Absol with a grass deck, okay, that's fine. And everyone can attack in this deck. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. I wonder if they realize. Do you think they see it? Do you think they know? Do you think they realize that I have Toedscruel? They don't appear to know that I have Toedscruel. Well, the Genesect did crazy things. No, Jay, I think this is more or less a liability, right? Because if you limit your deck to just Mega Venusaur and single prizers, then it extends the game a little bit longer, which is kind of the focus of some of the other decks that I built. Like, yeah, Pheasantipede you kind of need to put down for card draw. But if you just load up your deck with experience share and stuff and, you know, just keep energy in play as much as possible, you're golden. I think they're about to realize a lesson here, and that is don't mess with the pilot. You know, I'm the captain now. All right, let's go. Accelerate. Unfortunately, it's weak to lightning, but if I expose, you know, we know they don't know how to read. So I think if I expose my Mega Venusaur, they might get greedy, and that'll be hilarious. if I expose the Venusaur, they might try to do something, which will be absolutely funny. All right, so then we just go. Oh, because it didn't have the energy attached at the time. Oh, man. Because it didn't have the energy attached at the time. That's right. So we're idiots. We're the idiots here. We're the dum-dums. They're the smart one. All right, well, then I guess I just put all the energy. No, let's do it. Let's see if we can masterfully bait them. Let's see if we can bait them, okay? This has been a boring game up to this point. Let's see if we can bait them by making something happen here. So yes, we're the idiots. I forgot that you have to have the energy attached. But I can potentially use Genesect to take a big KO here. I probably should have preserved the energy if I wanted to make that happen. But if I have 8 energy, that is a knockout on the Kangaskhan, right? Okay, hang on. Do the math with me. So 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 320. Oh, so we're just knocking out everybody. Okay, I'm going to win this game with Genesect. That is the entire strategy. We win this game with Genesect. I will accept no less. But I don't know if I can do that. Hang on. I guess as long as the Venusaur survives, then we can do it. But the Meganium would also have to survive, and also it'd be hilarious if they try to go for the Venusaur and they don't realize. So we're trying to do multiple things. We're trying to win with the Genesect and also masterfully bait them into making a huge mistake here. But if that's the case, do I just give them the Fez? Because they're gonna be tempted, like, because we want the Ogerpon for the acceleration. The Fez gets us 3 cards. So I think I should give them the Fez or the Toedscruel. Because again, the Toads... Again, that does not affect the Venusaur. It affects everybody else. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the double with the Meganium. So if I put 8 energy on the Genesect, and then it's doubled with this, so 8 times 2, because it's 20, is 160, and then you double it again, that's 320. So it looks like they're going for a de-evolution play, which will not affect Venusaur or Bayleaf, or they're at least prepping for a de-evolution play. And again, they're going to be in for a rude awakening here. And they did nothing. Leah, you're asking about Mega Camerupt? Well, you may want to tune into tomorrow's stream. You may want to do that if you're interested in seeing a Mega Camerupt with Oricorio. You may want to tune into tomorrow's stream. Okay, so let's get rid of. We'll play with our balls. Get rid of Toadscool and Nestball. We'll get the. I mean, the Meganium doesn't really matter because we can still retreat. Okay, so again, we want to masterfully bait them. We would have won this game very easily, except apparently I don't play Gust cards in the deck. That's fine. So I want to Solar Transfer one there, and then I think I just have game, by the way. I know it sucks, but I think I have game. And yeah, we'll just okay, we want them, we want to bait them. Okay, that is the whole plan here, is we want to masterfully bait them. That is it. That is the entire strategy that I have in my mind, is we're going to masterfully bait them into making a mistake. So we've set them up. They have no chance to win. If they win this game, it's because I tried to take the knockout with Genesect to win the game, to entertain the masses. Because, oh my god, they don't seem to realize that I've already won this game, and they're taking forever. And they just need to realize that they're not going to win this one. Everyone say the prank is on you.
Christmas present sub to warm your toes. Trusty 34 lurking.
And ISO Bandit, thank you for the sub. Christmas present sub to warm your toes. My toes are always warm and moist. They're always dripping wet and moist. Okay, so again, this was all for a funny thing to happen. There was no real Mr. Rhyme or reason. Does Rhyme use a Mr. I don't think Rhyme uses a Mr. Rhyme. Please don't. Please just countercatch your bosses or something. Just, yes, they're gonna, yes. Oh, yes, this is great. This is great. Everyone, do you press 1 if you think they're about to concede in shame. Press 1 if you think there's about to be a concede of shame incoming. Oh, this is wonderful. And then I can't win because they're not going to take a knockout. Or do you press 2 if you think they're about to post on the subreddit? So I apologize. I would have won with Genesect, but my opponent is just taking forever. So Genesect would have won us this game just by hitting anyone on the bench. So you can completely just get rid of Gust cards. If I was willing to waste another 5 hours of my life, we could have won this game with Genesect. Unfortunately, our opponent, is worse at reading than we are. We couldn't read Toadscroll, but they doubly couldn't read Toadscroll, and I'm half the reader that they are, and that's twice as good as you think I am. Clan Burglar? Yeah, that's because we're facing terrible decks. All right, so this is the experience share one that I have. I mean, yeah, if I'm going full no Gust, let's get triple experience share in here. And yeah, we don't need that guy, so let's go you. Yeah, we probably need the Night Stretcher. We don't need the Night Stretcher if we have the Max Rod. So let's just make sure we overcome some stupidity here, because that's always how I have to play this game, is we got to overcome stupidity. All right, we're facing off against Kai. I didn't know Kai Sinat played TCG Live. Oh, when I was testing this earlier, I got hit with the bug. I got hit with the deck select glitch, and I couldn't select my Turbo Energize, which I needed to win the game. So that was fun. So that was great. That was fun. All right, well, we have 2 Genesect, so I don't mind starting 1. And yeah, just you'll see my craziness on full display as the stream goes on. Okay, well, let's attach there. We'll go there. Experience share. Probably sure. Let's put the Forest of Vitality down. Because, you know, there's a world where I can do 80 damage to a basic or something. You know, there's a world. Oh, I sucked my butt. And yeah, that was so this is Gardevoir. I mean, if they just have the 1 Ralts, we can knock it out. Okay, I think we're about to lose our items. Oh. I'm going to do everything in my power to make this happen. We can knock out that Ralts and force a concede here if we just get what... Oh, come on. Come on, bro. Okay, so we attach to the active. I'm going for it here. Oh, actually, we can just knock out the Badoo. Hang on. We can just knock out the Badoo and make their life a living hell. So let's do that. Yeah, see? Bug cannon, baby. Oh, what's that? You gave me a free prize? Thanks, bro. And look at this. We got the double experience share. If they knock out my Genesect this turn, we just got everything. So I was going to say, I'm going to do everything in my power to knock out that Ralts, but it would have taken a Herculean effort. They already bumped one of my Forest of Vitality, which really sucks. But all I have to do to knock out a Monkey Dory with Genesect, this is one very unsung part of this card, is speed attack does exactly 110 damage. How many hit points does Monkey Dory have? It has exactly 110. But you have no idea. I spent so much time just looking at literally every single grass Pokemon that is currently in Standard to build ways of playing Genesect without Teal Mask Ogerpon. And there's not a whole lot, right? Like, yeah, the Joltik would be good if it was a grass type, but it's a lightning type. And also, you know, 30 hit points and requires an energy is kind of tough. You know, you could take advantage of the lightning aspect of it and put the lightning on the Teal Mask Ogerpon, but then that defeats the purpose of taking out the Ogerpon to add in the Joltik for the 4 energy. Oh, this is great. This is great. Okay, we can potentially do it. I'm going to go for an Ogerpon. I'll attach to the active, because, I mean, worst case scenario, we're just speed-wanging all over the place. All right. Oh, we are so in there. We got, please, PDCGL. You have a chance to be the coolest person in the room right now. Okay, I think I want the energy because we don't... No, we want the Venusaur. Because we don't need the Venusaur off of the Ino. So we need several things. Worst case scenario, I'm just speed attacking a Monkey Dory for a knockout. But if we just get it like the... Ah, crap. Okay, I mean, speed attack, and we get to keep 2 of the energy. Pretty good. And I know what a lot of you are going to say, but what's the point of experience share if you can just play like energy retrieval or superior energy retrieval? And it's because you get to double dip. Like I double dip toes in people's mouths. Is you can save the energy that's in play. And no, we don't want the Venusaur. We want the Meganium. Sorry, if I misspoke, it's because I was thinking about toes. No, we want the Meganium. We don't want the Venusaur. But you get to double dip, right? You get to keep the 3 energy in play, and then you can max rod for the energy back. So it just keeps additional energy in play because unfortunately Genesect it just wants to gobble down. It wants to gobble down so much energy. In Super Smash Kart, I thought about Fortress, but giving up 2 prizes is not good. You know, you still got to play Meganium. You still have to play Venusaur. Or if you cut out the Venusaur and just have Fortress, you don't really have a way to recoup the energy. If Genesect had a 4 retreat cost and could use Heavy Baton, it's GG. This card is great. But it has a 2 retreat cost, so it can't use Heavy Baton. And yeah. Are they going to knock out my Chikorita this turn? What are they doing? I've already taken 2 prizes. So, yeah, I looked at Fortress. Joltik, I just kind of shied away from because it's a lightning type. This is kind of an unfortunate hand. Oh, never mind. If we get an energy, this is a great hand. Oh, but we can't knock anybody out. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so let's go. Ogerpon gets the energy. You know, we're gonna have just a, oh man. All right, well, we can hopefully get a Bayleaf, because I'd really like it if that Chikorita survived. Well, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I guess it's just speed attack, because 100 and... Wait, is that 120? Can I knock out a Monkey Dory? Can I knock... Hang on. I'm doing 120, right? No, I'm doing 60. Yes, it's if I had the Meganium that I could do something. Yeah, it's if I had the Meganium that I could do something. Sorry, I was trying to do quick math. Because, you know, this is the one Gardevoir player that's actually playing quickly. And we're going to solo them with Genesect. Imagine going to a tournament and being like, how was your night last night, Kai? I got soloed by a Genesect. But weren't you playing Gardevoir? I don't want to talk about it. You must have been playing someone really good. Oh, I mean, it was Trust Your Pilot, the #1 player of 2022. Super Smash Kart, we play 4 bug catching sets. And I have never had like one really good turn this stream. Like maybe there was one good turn this stream, but you're saying that I'm just gonna get 2 Fortress and Acerola's Mischief and Forest of Vitality and Meganium and Genesect in the active and do all those things while they are unable to do anything themselves and knock out my Genesect or my Meganium. And that is why I didn't put down the Forest of Vitality, is because Gardevoir has a way to find their stadium. So if you're wondering, why did you clutch the Forest of Vitality? That is why. Though I did have 2, so maybe I should have, but whatever. All right, so I believe Chikorita's about to get bodied, but that's actually perfect, because if they knock out the Chikorita, then I have access to Pheasantipity, I play with my balls, I catch some bugs, and if you're wondering, oh, do I still have the emote? Yeah, I do. Hang on, where'd it go? There it is. So if you look in the bottom left, that's the Bugcatcher Leo emote. Bugcatcher Leo was the first person to gift me 100 subs on Twitch. And they were the first person to have brain damage, apparently. But they got their own custom emote, and they're a bug catcher, so we gave them a bug catching emote. Very easy. Okay, so now what's the strat? If they knock out Genesect, we get to keep a ton of energy in play, and let's see if they're smart. I don't think they're going to be smart enough to know, because I think we just win the game now. But this is why you play Experience Share, and they should have gotten rid of both energy. They should have put both energy in the discard pile. That was definitely an oopsie by them. And Zod, exactly. It's a double entendre. And there's an air balloon. Goated in the sauce with the air balloon. All right, so we play with our balls. Go get a Chikorita. Oh, wait, no, we have a Genesect. Oh, no. Okay, we're going to do all the things. All of the things are about to happen here. And I'm going to use Bug Catching Set first, because we're just going to get it like that. And we did, because we're awesome. Okay, Bug Catching Set one more time. There's Bayleaf. Oh my goodness, everyone, it's gonna happen. It's happening. It is so happening. Okay, please. I mean, actually, knocking out the active is the thing that makes the most sense, so I don't know why I'm doing this. But we would have, if the Diancie had stayed on the, okay, we wouldn't have had it anyway. Never mind. PDCGL hates fun. Wait, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, let's put that there. So can I knock out the Diancie if I put all the energy on Genesect? I don't think I can, actually. Hang on. No, I can't. I can't. I mean, I could knock out the Gardevoir and make their life impossible, but I think Genesect did its job, right? And maybe I have to eat my words here about the Ogerpon being good. But it's just, when I originally played Mega Venusaur when it first came out, the That's why I added one more Bulbasaur and one more Chikorita. That's why I added one more Bulbasaur and one more Chikorita. If you're wondering, I thought Japanese list only played 2. Yeah, that's the reason I added one more of each. So when I originally played it, everyone just targeted the Teal Masked Ogerpon. So I was like, well, let's take it out of there. So the next games on the stream will be with no Ogerpon EX in them. If the video on YouTube ends here, I was incorrect. But, you know, I gave it a try, and if you don't try, you can't win. And that's the motto that I live by, which is why I DM Jennifer Lawrence every day, because as Kevin Garnett said, DMing Jennifer Lawrence can only lead to good things. That's my favorite. Hot dog buns, I've already... Do you not know? Do you not know that I have a playlist of like 30 videos complaining about PDCGL? All right, so we'll go with the original. The original with Squackabilly. The original Squackabilly build. So Chaos, Professor Chaos. Yes, I do actually want to go first. Super Smash card? No, it is not the best card in the format. Oh, this is a terrible start, but that's crazy that I just got the Naked Squawk. I mean, I gotta do it, right? No, Genesect's the best attacker. Genesect took 3 prizes, and then Teal Masked Ogerpon only took 3 prizes. Okay, watch me get another Lilies. You know I'm doing it. Because if I can just motivate once, that might be enough to win. Because I was thinking, hey, Squawkabilly also does the thing. Squawkabilly also accelerates energy. This is going to be... Oh, no. Oh, they're playing this guy. Okay. Really, PDCGL? This is the hand you give me with... This is the Squawkabilly start I get. This is the thanks I get for bringing you into this world. Well, I can take you... Actually, that's fine. I'll take that. All right, so let's go. Bug catching set. Hello. Excuse me? That's cool. I guess, yeah, we get the, we're just gonna put everybody down. Just in case they have, you know, something. And then, yeah, we got the Lilies. So PDCGL gave me a terrible hand to mill turn 1, but then it gave me a perfect hand turn 2, as long as they don't bump the forest. So this is the good baby Brute Bonnet that can just one-shot everything. So my Mega Venusaur is not long for this world. So I want to attack with Ivysaur. So maybe I should have grabbed the Bayleaf because I wasn't really paying attention. But if they do nothing, then... Okay, they did something. Oh, they did barely anything. If all they do this... Yeah, if all they do this turn is Badoo, that's game over, man. Game over, man. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so... I'm going to put the Venusaur down. And then we put the experience share there. Energy there. Because I don't think they can, you know, make this work. You know, this isn't a relationship with my ex-wife. It's just not going to work. All right, so we want Bayleaf and energy. So we go Bayleaf. We're going to put Genesect into play to make them hate themselves, which is, you know, if that's not what you're doing when you're playing Pokemon cards, what are you doing? And I mean, I think we saved the Fez. I think we saved the Fez and just put 2 energy on the Genesect, because they're not going to be like, oh, I got to go for the Genesect. It has 2 energy on it. What do you mean a terrible one? This is Venusaur with no Ogerpon and a Squawkabilly. And the reason I put Turo Scenario in, why do you think I put this card in the deck? It was to, so if you start Squawkabilly, you can bring it up later on in the game. So, of course, what do we get off the mulligan? Mad Panda, there's no space. Wait, what? Did it just... Wait. It thought it was... Did you see that? It thought it was the other Brute on it. Because it says your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, but it had the effect of the other Brute on it that poisons both actives. So that was, it screwed up. PDCGL is a well-made game. I've always said this. PDCGL, super duper well-made game. All right, so we'll go get an Earthen Vessel. We'll accelerate more energy because why not? You know, you're not doing anything. I'll just accelerate more energy, bro. See, if it wasn't for me pointing these things out, you wouldn't even know. You wasted it all just to watch it. Okay, and then, yeah, let's go Toad's Cruel on this guy. Good luck getting your attackers back, bro. If that is your real name. And then, I guess I just motivate to the Venusaur? Because I don't think they can knock out the Venusaur this turn. All right, so I want you to knock out the Squawkabilly, and then the floodgates will open. See, this was my plan. Obviously, the Squawkabilly getting rid of the Turo was not part of the plan. But in order for them to win this game, they're going to have to go through... They either have to knock out my Mega Venusaur EX, which again was another card I would have brought up, but I can't do that. Wait. Oh, because it only had one energy. Right. So they have to knock out a bunch of single prizers, or they have to, you know, deal with my Genesect. So let's go. Hey, there's the Turbo Energize. You know what? I'm so confident. Actually, we haven't taken a single prize yet. Never mind. I'm not so confident. We haven't even taken a prize yet. So that is 80 damage. So we can put that there. And then I don't need the Turbo Energize. And then we go I-N-O. Goated. We got the Meganium. So, yeah, let's just Bugs Cannon. Let's do the Bugs Bunny on the Brute Bonnet. So they're having a tough time over there, but, you know, I gave them every chance to get back into this game. I let them take 2 free prizes. I, you know, let them item lock me. They're reading the Genesect right now. Like, what the hell does this Genesect do? Well, not a whole lot right now, but when I put 17 energy on it, your Mega Gengar or your Mega Sharpedo or your Mega Absol is getting knocked out. So I have been very impressed. You know, Japanese players didn't really adopt Genesect, but, you know, once I get my toes in something, you know, that's, we've, oh no, you've awoken, I don't know why I keep saying you've awoken the beast today, but you've awoken the beast, Chaos. You've opened Pandora's box. That's fine. I don't need cards. Every card I need is currently on the field. Oh no, it'd be a shame if something happened to your Toxtricity. Oh, baby. Oh, just give me that Roaring Moon. Just inject that Roaring Moon. Oh, we can just, oh God. Oh, we can just bosses the Roaring Moon. Oh, we can just, oh, I can snipe that Pecharunt. Wait, how does math work? I did write down a cheat sheet for the YouTube video, but I forget exactly what it is. Hang on, I gotta pull up my cheat sheet here. So it is, if I put 5 energy, I can snipe the Pecharunt. The problem is, you know, the Roaring Moon, right? The Roaring Moon is a slight problem, so I should probably go for that. So if I put 6 energy on the Genesect, we knock out the Roaring Moon. And that's kind of hilarious. All right, so we'll, wait, do they think I'm knocking out the Badoo? That is not something I'm gonna be Badooing right now. Okay, we'll save that. Let's put 6 energy on the Genesect. Because I'm a crazy person, baby. All right, 6 energy on the Genesect. Why? Why not? Right, this is 240. 6 energy. Please pass pilot. Venusaur lost in energy. Everybody, Venusaur lost in energy. Doesn't matter, we're still gonna win. See, this is how you're supposed to play the deck. You lose an energy on your Venusaur. And never gonna let me down. Yeah, it only works for bench Pokemon, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to snipe it. I didn't want to hit it for weakness like a weakling. I wanted to be like, hey, yeah, you want to keep that energy on your Badoo? Fine. I didn't want to help them out by putting that energy, in the discard pile so they can get it back. I want them to have an energy stuck on a Badoo and feel like the PDC GL dev must feel when they see that an energy is missing from the Venusaur. See, there you go. I fixed your game for you. So yes, if this was a tournament, neither of us would be playing after the first round because we both lose and concede in shame. But if this was a tournament, things would be quite different. Nah, but they think, because now they have to put like a Fez and Dippity down. They got to put like a Fez down. But what also they could have done is they could have Petchurunted into the Toxtricity and then air ballooned if they had an air balloon and then powered up the Roaring Moon. So they still had a way to make it happen. They're weak to fighting. So I'm going to have 4 energy down. I am 10 damage short of a KO. They never have it like that. Exactly. They never have it like that. And because TM evolution. So they wanted to evolveify. Oh, I saw that. Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about the Badoo. Yeah, that's a weird one. They made an oopsie in their pants. I mean, who hasn't? Who hasn't, am I right? All right, there's an irritated outburst. 1, 2. So I effectively have to knock out the Pecharunt with my Venusaur, right? Because you're literally 10 damage short. Then I have to hope that they just don't got it like that with Roaring Moon. But then they will have it like that with Roaring Moon. Huh. This is tricksy. This is kind of tough. All right. Well, actually, I don't think it's that tough. There's a Bayleaf. Because if I just go Night Stretcher for the Genesect, and then put 1 energy on the Genesect, yeah, let's retreat, Genesect, and then, yeah, 1 energy there. So they're going to have it right now, right? They're going to have all the things. They're going to need Roaring Moon, double Toxtricity, manual attachment, and a Gust card. And no. And Super Smash card, I am wearing pants. It's Canada in December. Of course I'm wearing, it's not in the negatives, but of course I'm wearing pants. So their win condition is Roaring Moon, Gust, double Toxtricity, and then a manual attachment. Had I knocked out the Pecharunt, that would have made their life easier because, they might have like 5 energy in their hand. And they might, with the Pheasantipity, they might have drawn into like 2 energy and a Roaring Moon. And if they have too much energy in their hand, they can't Toxtricity. And then if they have to Iono to put the energy back into their deck for Toxtricity, that makes their life a living hell. And then we make them concede. And Kelsey, well, where I am, I live near the ocean. British Columbia, we're ocean people. I can catch a fish with my toes. So it's not as bad over here, but yeah, it just rains all the time. It just rains all the time. I'm not like Ontario where it's snowing and you have to, wear 10 layers to keep it's the only time I allow people to wear socks is in the winter. Yeah, while I was blabbering on about Canada, my opponent just probably lost the game because they bench locked themselves, and now I can just win by sniping the Pecharunt if I find 1 energy. Is all of Canada like Trailer Park Boys? That show was like 25 years old. What are they doing? Wait, what? Are they going to power up their Fez? I wouldn't power up any. No, what are you doing? Don't do that. No, no, don't put more energy. Don't put more damage into play. Okay, if you're monkey dorying, that's fine. Okay, I was worried there. So how much do I have to do? I need, so if I have 3 energy, that's 120. Oh, they would have had it. They would have had it if they believed in the heart of the cards. But they didn't. They didn't believe in the heart of the cards. All right, so Hatcherunt is currently doing 240 damage. You know, if only I had a card in my deck. If only I'd put a card in my deck that puts the Venusaur somewhere if it gets trapped in the active. If only. If only Trust Your Pilot had remembered such a thing. But I think they've also not just bench locked themselves, I think they energy locked themselves. Right? Because okay, so they can do 300. They would have to take the knockout with Pecharunt. They're only going to have 40 damage to deal with. I'm going to heal 30. So I think we still win. Precious Trolley is the A-spec, and there's an Ino. You know, Scoop Up Cyclone is something I would have loved to play, but it's just, it wasn't possible. Okay. This is going to be an interesting finale here. Never mind. We have, you know, I also put Gust cards in the deck. Remember when I put Gust cards in the deck? That was fun, right? Remember when Trust Your Pilot put Gust cards in the deck? I got to take a jungle dump. It's all in their hands. They will be 10 damage short. They are literally going to be 10 damage short of a knockout if everything goes their way. Yeah, that's fine. They still have to Toxtricity. They have to Monkey Dory. They can put 40 on the Venusaur. But they can't put 50 right now. They would need like a Team Rocket's Venture Bomb or a Brute Bonnet, Ancient Booster. Why? The energy switch confuses me, right? Like yeah, they have this Brute Bonnet, but like, what's the energy switch for? What do you got? What do you got for me? Tell me you got something good. You got something spicy in there. We're going to Chipotle. You're going to give me some extra spicy sauce. You're going to dribble it on my toes. You're going to lick it off, and it's going to be great. But yeah, like the energy switch is confusing, and they're just playing with their balls. Well, if you have 2 more energy switches, you can still win the game. They just got to go Roaring Moon. Mega Absol. Ooh, okay, so they got it. They got it. Good. They got it. They got the Mega Absol for game. As long as they have an energy or an energy switch in their hand. They still have to have an energy or an energy switch. If it's a Night Stretcher, this guy stops it. If I had the Toadscroll EX, then obviously there's 0 chance we lose this game. But if they have a Night Stretcher, then they're going to be in big sad territory here. So it has to be an energy switch or just an energy. Or a counter gain. Counter gain also does it. All right, come on, Chaos. You know, the courteous thing is to show me that you got it. Oh, they're flipping the script first. Okay. Or they're flipping the script last. Okay, usually you do the courteous thing and you show your opponent that you have it before you waste their time by taking more time to do something. But that's fine. Okay, see? We lost Clan Burglar. This deck is terrible. To be fair, I did try to do way too many funny things this entire game, and that was a mistake. I do regret doing funny things all the time. So we're going to lock in for the next game. All right, so, you know, because we got rid of the Turo, that's what cost us the game. And also that we're playing Venusaur. But I will not do anything funny next game. Yeah, I'm going to be like the prequel to Lucy. I'm going to use 5% of my brain. All right, let's get Squawkabilly start, and then all 4 lilies, and have to get rid of all the lilies, and they're going first. Crap. Yeah, like, we also got big screw. What the hell is this? We also got big screwed. Like, there were gust cards in that deck, and we never saw them. We found all of our other supporters. We did not find gust cards. Oh, and because we know about because we know about balls in my mouth. No, because we know about perfect order, then I might fast track my video, because originally it was going to be, oh, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to wait until January 1st to post it. But I think what I'll do is I'll just post it like now-ish, or like in a week or two, because this weekend should be the start decks reveal. So then like next week, then I'll make the rotation video. So it'll come out like 2 weeks earlier, I guess. A couple weeks earlier. All right. Well, this didn't go according to plan, now did it? And then we're going to fail to find any basics. Literally. We literally didn't find a single basic. Oh, that's amazing. That is great. That is peak. That is peak TCG Live. Lilies for 8, 0 playable cards. Oh, man. Lilies for 8, not a single card is playable. All right. Love this game. Love it. Okay. Waste our time? You had it. Yeah, I did lock in. I locked in. I did exactly what I needed to do. And PDCGL smacked me across the cheek and said, nah, bro. All right, Lobbin 85. Let's go first. Because last time we went first, we started Squawkabilly, and we squawked and ball tortured it all over the place. And Vishwam, what, you didn't see my Moltres video? Are you saying you didn't watch my Moltres video or my Moltres stream? I won multiple games with Zacian, I think. I don't know, revisionist history. No more basics either. So in the last 22 cards we've seen, there's been 1 basic. 2 basics in the last 30 cards. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I guess we just thin the deck, right? We just thin the deck, do the thing, attach to the Chikorita, and end turn. All right, so what do you think this is? Because oh god, it's low punny. Is it low punny? It's low punny. And Pyro, I think I'm about to lose whatever this game is, because you don't come prepared for the Dusknoir. Ah, it's Dragapult. Okay, so I don't think we have the Toedscruel EX. Unfortunately. Ooh, but I can. If we have a good turn, we can snipe the dude. Ah, come on. This hand was perfect. Okay, give me everything. Ooh, okay. Hang on. Actually, no, I can't do it because we don't play Ogerpon. Damn it, why is Ogerpon actually good? Why is Ogerpon actually useful? That's not cool. I don't appreciate that. Well, that's a terrible... Again, 0 playable cards. PDCGL just loving me all the time. I think Toedscruel is about to get knocked out. Just a hunch. I think Toedscruel is about to get knocked out. We will find out in about 10 seconds. So yeah, maybe Ogerpon is the way, but, I do feel kind of rushed because we are playing Dragapult. We're playing against Dragapult with Dust Noir. There's no Psyduck, so I am a bit rushed. I can't, sit back, enact my strategy. Ooh, they're doing nothing this turn. Bring up the Genesect. Oh, hello. Wait, what are you doing? What you doing over there, Lobbin? Are you pretending you're a really sports gambling tennis player and you're lobbing the ball to me? Get it? Because like they're lobbing me a victory. So if I can somehow get a Venusaur this turn, I'm just gonna knock out all of the things. So my strat is to top deck a Forest of Vitality. We top deck Forest of Vitality. The world is our cloister. If we don't top deck Forest of Vitality, then the world is our shelter or our clam pearl or whatever the opposite of a cloister is. Okay, they got rid of the bosses. They're probably hoping this is not the Toadstool EX, and it's not. It's the other Toads. Oh, they're gonna take a knockout. Oh, well, this could get us Fez. Okay, this could actually behoove us greatly. I am totally okay trading a Toadstool for a prize to activate Fez. Yeah, you've already attached your energy, and also I can knock out that Fez if things go my way. Come on, blow me. Blow me, Lobbin. I want you to blow me. Come on. Oh, yeah, blast all over me, Lobbin. So yes, I understand that I should not be playing the 50 hit point Toadstool, but it has an energy accelerating attack. That was the only thing I looked at. And then, of course, we have experience sharing here as well. Okay. I think I go Arvin because I believe Precious Trolley is the ace spec. Oh, what are you doing over there? Oh, you can suck my butt. My butt is dry. Can you please suck it? Okay. I guess there's a Turbo Energize. That's not... Oh, we got a Meganium. Hello. Okay, so let's go Turbo Energize, Experience Share, Lilies. This could work out for us. Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay. I think I just Turbo Energize. Right? Because they knock out the... There's no way they get a bosses here, right? There's no way they get what they need. I'm guaranteeing you we are going to survive this turn. 100%. The Bulbasaur and the Meganium will still be alive when it says your turn because I didn't take a knockout. And they only have 2 Dracloak. What are they going to do? See all their cards this turn? Ah, oh, crap. What are they going to do? Put a jamming tower down? And what am I going to do? Never find a Forest of Vitality? Yeah, completely dead hand, and they have a Dragapult. But maybe they get greedy and they go for the item lock one more turn because they want me to take a knockout of their Dreepy or something, which I will gladly do. But yeah, the jamming tower kind of sucks. Bad things have happened. Bad things have happened. So they did everything. I think even if I had Teal Mask Ogerpon, I think we probably just lose this game even faster. But like, you think you're gonna do well? If I had managed to get like one good card, we'd be fine right now. All right, if I could please top deck a Lilies or an Ino, that would be perfect. Oh, you're getting more Pokemon. Good. I was worried you weren't going to be able to play the game. I was concerned for you. All right, more damage into play. That's cool. Love that. So I mean, they're down a lot of Gust cards. You know, I can always just bind down for a million. I can bind down the Fez for several turns. Ooh, actually, we can definitely do that. If I just don't lose the... Oh, my God. If I just don't immediately lose this turn, we can bind down for several turns. All right, well, let's attach that there, and then Bugs Cannon, the Badoo, take a prize, which I shouldn't have done because now we can't use Counter Catcher, but when they just have everything on the... Hello? But they have had every card they need to win this matchup at every time they've needed it. So, you know, I thought maybe if I go for the prize, that would give me a Lilies, and then I'd Lilies into everything I need. Well, Regigigas only helps us if, you know, we get everything. Regigigas only helps if we get, you know, a Lilies into everything next turn. So, yeah, there's the Neo Upper, there's the Upper Decker. Okay, well, that's cool. We're having so much fun today, aren't we? We're just enjoying ourselves, getting bodied by a Dragapult, which should be a winnable matchup when you put Regigigas in there, but then PTCGL said, hey, what if you prized your Regigigas and they got everything they needed? Well, I think I'd hate that. I think I would not enjoy that, PTCGL dev. Okay, hang on. Lilies, if we get the right cards, we get the right combo of cards here. Okay, we still have a Fez. Still have the Fez and Dippity. We can still do this. Well, actually, we can't do this, but we could try. We didn't do this. How can you play 3 Forest of Vitality and not find them? Okay. Yeah, I can't even do anything. How can you play 3 Forest of Vitality and not find a single one? What I will say is that I've been looking at the camera up deck and I'm underwhelmed, to say the least. So don't get your hopes up. It could be a very rough stream. Turquoise Demon. That's the nickname I gave my ex-wife. All right, so Turquoise Demon. So this is the Wo Chien build. Wo Chien. All right, they're going first. That's fine. Can I start the Wo Chien? Oh, we did. Oh my goodness. And this is everything I dreamed of. Oh God. Oh, we got the naked trolley. Oh God, we got a naked trolley, everybody. We got a raw trolley. And we're facing Lopunny. Okay, that's actually bad. But oh, this is great. Okay. I have to go and get the Fez. That's obvious. We Ultra Ball away. I mean, hopefully I top deck an Energy or something. Or if I top deck a Lilies, oh man, my keyboard, I'm gonna need a new keyboard. If we top deck a Lilies, I'm gonna need a new keyboard. I'm gonna have to wipe off my screen. And Slivelli, no, I'm not repeating that. I'm not repeating that nightmare. This is almost a perfect starting hand. Unfortunately, we don't quite have everything we need. So let's go Fez, Genesect. I guess. I mean, we don't need the Regigigas. We don't need the Wo Chien currently. We have another Bulbasaur in the hand. So I think we get like double. Let's get double Bulbasaur. Let's thin the deck out as much as we can. But the issue here is I mean, I can accelerate an energy, but they're not doing anything next turn. I mean, I would assume they're going to take a knockout, but, like, that's it. So let's go get the Ivysaur. Okay, we go Leafbringer attached to... I mean, they're not going to go for the Genesect, right? If they're going to knock anybody out, it's going to be Chikorita. But I think what we've learned after a few games without Ogerpon is that, unfortunately, you have to play Ogerpon. It is way too much of a liability, and it's going to be the reason you lose most of your games with Venusaur. But it's also the reason you're going to win most of your games with Venusaur. So it's a necessary evil, just like socks in winter, because you got to keep those toes toasty. You know, there's a reason why the word toes is in the word toast. You got to keep them toasty. All right, they did waste an energy on the fan rotom. They must have assumed that, like, oh, Pilot's playing a grass deck, must have Forest of Vitality. Obviously, Forest of Vitality is going to be in the deck, and he's going to find it. And then I didn't. Okay, here we go. I masterfully baited them. So we have the baby Wochien that accelerates energy and can make their life a living hell. We have the Genesect that can snipe their Lopunny if I just get the Meganium into play. So if I can get Forest of Vitality, Bayleaf, and Lilies, that'd be perfect. And I think I use Bug Catching Set first because I want more things off of... I want the Pheasantipity to hit more than I want the Bug Catching Set to hit. So I want this to be good over the Bug Catching Set. And, well, we got everything except the thing we actually needed. So let's go attach to the Bulbasaur. And I would like to put 20 damage on... Actually, yeah, yeah. I just wanted to see what was going to happen there. The Celebi? Nah, the Celebi is good with the Ogerpon. The Celebi is good with the Ogerpon, but they can always just Ino your stadiums and your energy away. Or is it Pokemon in stadiums? Or is it energy in stadiums? Whatever it is, they can just Ino it away, so it's not great. All right, so they are going to probably Jet Energy the Dunsparce, Runaway Draw, knock out my Genesect. Oh, so they might use a Spiky Hopper? Okay. Oh, yeah, they're going for Spiky Hopper, which is really not great for me. All right, so I'm going to have to hit into the Lopunny. They do have a Monkey, but it's only 30 damage, so I'm not terribly concerned. And if they want to attack with somebody who's not that Mega Lopunny, they have to, you know, do unscrupulous things. So as I was saying in the opening of this YouTube video that none of you watching the stream have seen, what the crap is this? Okay, you only need 2 energy to run this deck. You really only need 2 energy for this deck to work. And of course, I have not found any of that. You only need 2 energy for this deck to work, so of course I can't find any energy. Yeah, we go Solar Transfer. And we don't want them to knock out the Wo-Chien. So let's go Jungle Dump. Let's take a huge dump. And I still somehow do not have a Forest of Vitality. This is 2 games in a row where we've seen more than half of our deck. And Forest of Vitality eludes us. All right, it would appear they're about to attack with their backup Lopunny and do 280. But if they do that, that means no Monkey Door. Ooh, thank you. Aside from the fact that I'm losing my Turo scenario, but I can win this game. We just need to get more energy into play, which, I mean, that we finally found a Forest of Vitality. So we are going to lose the Venusaur, which is bad. But I can maybe do some things here. Potentially. All right, so that's going to go there. Let's put the Genesect and the Wo-Chien back in the deck. I'm going to Earthen Vessel away the Earthen Vessel to get nothing. And then attach to you. So yes, it was a mistake. You have to play Ogerpon. And, ooh, that's good. Except for the fact that I just shuffled in a bunch of Pokemon and got nothing. Okay, I guess what I do is... Oh, man, this is rough. Because if they knock out the... Actually, if they knock out the Fez, that's really bad, so let's not let that happen. All right, so we go Turbo Energize, Air Balloon on the Mega Venusaur, Turbo Energize, put 2 energy into play on the Fez. 1, 2. And then if they knock out the Meganium, that's fine. Because then I can Turo up the Mega Venusaur, re-evolve with the Force of Vitality. Obviously, I have to do this in a very specific order. So I probably shouldn't have put the Air Balloon on the Venusaur because I'm going to lose the Air Balloon. And I don't... It did not advance my board position, I guess I should say, to put the Air Balloon on the Mega Venusaur. Well, that's not good. But they they have to retreat. They have to retreat to knock out the Meganium this turn, which is really good. So they attach the energy to the Artisan, or the Monkey Dory, to heal 30 damage, but if they want to knock out the Meganium, they have to retreat off the Jet Energy, and then they just sacrifice their Mega Lopunny. So I think I masterfully baited them. They have a switch. Okay, well, I think they're going to attack with the active one, which is good, because they're not expecting a Turo scenario. Yeah, they are definitely not expecting a Turo scenario in this scenario. They're not expecting a Turo's scenario in this scenario. Okay, there's the Lilies. That's unfortunate. All right, so we take the 2 energy from the Venusaur. We put it on the Ivysaur. And then we Artisan for a basic, probably a Chikorita if we got it. We got it. Force of Vitality, Bayleaf, Fezandipity for 3. I mean, I don't really care what I get. I mean, it'd be cool if I got things, but it's not a big deal. All right, then we go Turo Scenario on the Venusaur, put everything back in the hand. Mega Venusaur, let's go Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. Attach to the active. Spread around the cheeks. So we want to take the energy and put it on Wo-Chien and I guess the Ivysaur, because if they're going to target someone on the bench, it's either going to be Fezandipity or Bayleaf. They're not going to go for the Wo-Chien and the Ivysaur. It's like, oh no, you got rid of an energy. Okay. Now, obviously, they're going to put a bunch of damage on my Venusaur. And I don't have another Turo. They're going to put a lot of damage into play, and I don't have another Turo. I can try to Wo-Chien, but that doesn't seem very good. I think it's just going to have to be an Iono and hope. Okay, Kieran is fine. Okay, they just 30 extra. That's fine. Okay, there's a Regigigas. Let's go Bug Catching Set for the Mega Venusaur. That's going to go there. We shall... I mean, they have 4 cards, and they didn't have it last turn, so I think actually Ionoing them is probably a bad idea. So actually, yeah, using Iono is actually dumb. Who knew? All right, please give me a Meganium. I don't even know if there's one in the deck, to be completely honest with you. Oh, there's a Wo-Chien EX. All right. Well, if I get rid of all the energy on the active, that's terrible. So I should have, I guess, used Night Stretcher to get Meganium back instead of what I actually did, which was lose the game. All right, 1-2. There we go. Okay, so they can Spiky Hopper, they can Gust. There's a million things they can do to win the game like this turn. You know, they got multiple to Dunsparce available to them. I'm pretty sure they're going to find the Gust card they need to win. Yeah, they haven't played a single Gust. They're going to have a bosses somewhere. You know, we know Prime Catcher is not their A-Spec because Maximum Belt's on their... Are they just going for... So they don't got it? Okay, or they're just going for the Wo-Chien. Again, it's courteous to show the bosses first. Again, it's courteous to be like, here's the bosses, and then I got it like that. They didn't even have to really do much. But yeah, Venusaur without Ogerpon is like a foot without a sock. It's actually good? No, it's bad. Okay, let's see the other list that I concocted. So we got Crustle. Crustle's gonna be I have a good feeling about this one. I have a good feeling about this one. But yeah, what do you all think about Mega Audino? Epic Gengar? Gengar is not epic. Because just the reason I couldn't give it more than 2 toes out of 5 is simply that half of the time it is a 3-prize Turbo Energize. Right? Like, yes, we're losing Turbo Energize, so Mega Audino becomes playable. But you have to flip 3 coins. It's going to be 0 and 1 more than half the time on PDC GL. And yeah, its second attack is literally useless. It does 20 damage to a Badoo. It can't even knock out a Badoo. Do you understand how bad that... Mega Audino, a 3-prizer, cannot one-shot a Badoo. Like, what even is that? There's a Chikorita. And Incineroar. Hot dog buns? I hope so, but it's unlikely. You know, if they just reprinted Will, that might be okay. And we're facing this crap? Oh, they must have watched my stream like 3 months ago where I tried this and it went terribly. All right. So, of course, I switched to the Crustle build, and immediately we faced the freaking Iron Thorns deck. All right, well, that's fine. Let's go Forest of Vitality. Bug catching set first to get all of our... Yeah, let's get a Dwebble and an Energy. The Dwebble really only helps against Miraidon. But I think, yeah, we just do that. Iono. I guess I'll revisit this Iron Thorns before rotation, because, well, the Iron Thorn stays in format. That's fine. While the Iron Thorn stays in format, Electric Generator does not. So, yes, you'll still be able to play future decks next year, but without Electric Generator, this guy kind of becomes unplayable, because you have to play it in a future deck. You can play this guy whatever the hell you want, and the future deck's going to survive. It's just not going to be very good. Okay, as long as they don't put down... Yes, as long as they don't put down 2 Iron Crown, Chikorita will survive. Okay. The Future Booster? Oh yeah, the Future Booster's rotating as well, which sucks. Alright, there's a Bayleaf. Oh, they're gonna hate this. They are gonna hate what I'm about to do to them. Actually, I don't think I do it. I don't think I'd be that greedy. Alright, so we'll go Turbo Energize the Chikorita. Put that there. Turbo energize. 1, 2. So I don't think they're going to do anything other than a peak acceleration. Yeah, Sada's gone, Turo Scenario's gone, Penny's gone, Bravery Charm's gone. So yeah, I'll work on that video, not this weekend, but probably next weekend. All right, I mean, I can take the knockout. I just have to go get an Ivysaur, and then they have to do many things. Oh, they're going for the peak acceleration. And Rookie Toes, thank you for the sub. Are your balls a different color? I can't remember. When do your balls change color? Oh, they change even after 2 months. Okay, so let's get rid of... Hey, there's an Ivysaur. Right on cue. I can even go get a Pheasantipity now. Fantabulous. All right, so let's go play with our balls. Go get the Fez. We do lose this game, I think, unless I can, you know, survive several turns and they just whiff miserably every single time. All right, well, that's 8 cards. There's the Crust Daddy. And we go Solar Transfer. So yeah, if you know, if everything does the thing, right? If everything works out as it should, then this weekend I should report on the rest of the new cards in the start decks. I'm not 100% sure how they handle start decks in Japan, like, because when it's a new set, they reveal the new set a week before it comes out, and it comes out on the 19th. So the 12th is when the full reveal will happen. That's Friday. And then I'll do my top 10 cards rotating post on Friday. Or on like the 19th or the 20th or the 21st, pre-Christmas. Originally, I was going to schedule it for January 1st, but I think it makes more sense now that we know Perfect Order is the final Friday of March that I'll change it. Ooh, that's pretty terrible. They could still easily take the knockout, though. All right, well, let's go, I guess. Boss's orders the Iron Crown just to make their life a little bit tougher. And hope that's good enough. Spoiler alert, it's not. All right, then we go Jungle Dump. Well, Reversal Energy is what's going to kill the Evolution decks. Right? We're only going to have Ignition Energy, and we prize the trolley. We're only going to have Ignition Energy for the single prize evolutions. We're going to lose Reversal. Maybe we'll get like a counter energy for single prizers, because like Reversal was really good. Maybe they'll give us counter energy for single prizers, and that'll change something. Oh, okay. So as long as they can't gust my dude, we'll be fine, right? As long as they can't gust my Pheasantipity, we'll be fine. Yeah, I'm definitely going to forget about some cards when it comes to rotations. Like, there's going to be some cards that I just don't remember. Okay, so we have a Chikorita. That's cool. Let's go attach to you. We have a Bayleaf and a thingy thing. I think we just go for Lilies and Hope for Bayleaf Meganium, because that would help me out immensely. Hey, we got it! Because that would help me out immensely. Bayleaf Meganium, baby. And also, I can attack with Genesect this turn and force them to lose more cards. But I think it makes more sense just to put the 2 energy on the Genesect. Actually, let's just put 4 energy on the Genesect. Oh, wait, what? Okay. God, I hate how PDC Gel does this. All right, there we go. That's what I meant to do. And then we take a huge Jungle Dump. Actually, how many energy do I need? 4. So that's 40, 80, 120. I actually don't need that much. So we can put 1 on the Ivysaur. And then Jungle Dump. So we're going to INO them to 2. And even if they get what they need, we could still very easily win this game. So they have to hit one future card, which a Super Rod could very easily do. And what I like about Reboot Pod, what I like about Iron Thorns' Destructo Press is that it keeps the non-future cards, so you don't lose your Super Rod. You know, that's both a good and a bad thing, but you don't lose your Super Rod. You just lose your future cards. All right, so we'll go up with the Fez. I think we play with our Rod. I'm going to, yeah, put the Fez. We're going to Rod back in. Energy Venusaur. Rod back in. Venusaur, Energy. And we INO him to 2. Fez. Don't really even need anything off of this Fez. That's fine. We will need something next turn, though. Well, there's a Venusaur. Perfect. Okay, so... yeah, I think in this situation, we forego the Genesect. You know, it's... we gotta just hope they don't got it like that. That's really all it is. Genesect is good against knocking out a Pheasantipity. Genesect is not good against knocking out a single prizer when you have to commit like 3 energy to it and they don't have an experience share in play. But it's always a nice stream when I get a YouTube video in less than an hour. And that's what happened today. It is possible if all 5 of their cards are future cards, they win the game. It was 1. It was 1. If all 5 were future cards, they would have taken the knockout, but it was 1. And they concede. Okay. All right. So that wouldn't even have made the YouTube video because it was boring and we knew we were going to win because there was no excitement. So what did I have Arvin. Yeah, I have 4 turbo energy or 2 turbo energize. No experience share though. And that's a little okay, yeah, let's get 2 experience share. We'll get 2 experience share. We'll cut a Bulbasaur. We will cut the butt scratcher. Oh no, we want the butt scratcher. We want the butt scratcher. Sorry, we want the butt scratcher. Night Stretcher, yes. We'll get rid of a bosses, and then we'll have 2 experience share. There we go. That's what I meant to do. 1, 2. All right, Rye Chunky. Yeah, and I think I remember back to last year when I posted about rotation, everyone got so mad at me. Like I said, like once they announced Journey Together, the release date, it was like, hey, that's probably when rotation's happening. And everyone's like, hey, just because someone said rotation's happening on Journey Together Day doesn't mean it's actually happening. And then it did. It's like, yes, it's our best guesstimate. We don't know 100% for sure that it's happening because they are doing something screwy with the J block cards, but it's our best guess that it's going to coincide with that. I haven't seen anything like that yet. But, you know, you got, if you're not first, you're last. What the hell? You jinxed me, Clan Burglar. Hot dog buns? Does the Pokemon Company like money? Again! How does this keep happening? That is another Lilies for 8 into nothing. The funny thing is we will survive at least 1 more turn. But that is crazy. Like this is like the 3rd time today we've Lilies for 8 and gotten nothing. Uh-oh. Well, never mind. We're not surviving another turn. You know, I had it all planned out. I was gonna be like, okay, in order to win this game, we have to keep the Crustle a secret. And if we keep the Crustle a secret, we can wait until all of their Pokemon are EXs, then drop the Crustle like they're my pants when For the Win goes live. But, you know, that assumes you're going to actually get a playable hand. And I didn't do that. You know, you think Shuffle Draw 8 is good until you play PDCGL. All right, so it's Moses OMG. Let's give them a thumbs up like I know who they are. Oh, and let me double check, because as you know, I'm a degenerate, just like For the Win, and we scour. We scour Limitless for all the wacky decks that do marginally okay. And oh, I have several marginally okay decks that we can play. Like tomorrow is going to be Mega Camerupt. Remember, I'm going to be focusing somewhat. How do I have 4 energy? On the not attacking with Camerupt. So there will be versions of the deck that attack with Camerupt because it can do 280 for 4 energy. There will be versions of the deck where Camerupt just sort of sits there in the cuck chair and watches everyone else get the energy. And then, I'll have a Fire build with Volcanion. So we're going to run the gamut. No, it's not going to be a Donk deck. There will be no Magmortar. I don't think Magmortar is going to really play much of a role because I'm going to be focusing more on Oricorio. So it's about how does Oricorio take advantage of the camel? How does it hump the camel? Oh my god. You cannot make this stuff up. All right. Oh, I can't select the Bulbasaur either. Luckily, can't select the Bulbasaur. Well-made game alert, everybody. All right, so we got Jewel Breaker. I can't overload things here. All right, so let's, I guess we put it on the Dwebble. Because then if they go for the Dwebble, I can promote the other Dwebble. Easy. I mean, yeah, if we get a video out of it, it will be uploaded on Hump Day. So boss is Area 0. They're going to knock out the Dwebble, which was all part of my plan. So I have effectively masterfully baited my opponent. See, I could have attached the energy anywhere else, but I knew they'd be afraid of the Dwebble. But they don't realize that PDCGL hates me and gave me a starting hand with 5 energy in it and a precious trolley. And wait, did I also prize the Pheasantipity and it wouldn't let me select the Bulbasaur? Yep, that's PDCGL for you. And then we just get a Crustle. And then we just get a damn Crustle. Okay, all right. Well, this is fun. I mean, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have promoted the Dwebble, but whatever. They have to 3-shot me. And I can, knock them out eventually. Come on, PDCGL. We prize the Fez. You won't let me select the Bulbasaur. I can't find a supporter. And they have... How do you have room for all these cards? Okay, this is fine. We have a Regigigas. All we have to do is find a playable card. That is the difference between winning and losing, is a playable card. Hot dog buns, if you get 50 subs, I'll make a custom emote for you. So were they going to Gus somebody? Because they got the prime... Oh, they're going for an ass landing. Okay. Well, they might use their Dusclops. Can I get a playable card? Oh, we might be able to get nothing here. Oh, we got nothing, everybody. Surprise, surprise, we got nothing. All right, let's just get... We know what they're going to do. I haven't drawn a single playable card. So, right, there was no Pheasantipity in the deck, right? I looked and there was no Pheasantipity. Like, there's a Pheasantipity in the list, but there's no Pheasantipity in the deck. Yeah. So that's just PDCGL for you. L Cupid. You never want to go first with the Crustle build because you can just get a turn 1 Crustle. And if you get a turn 1 Crustle, they might just concede in shame. Well, I mean, it's not the worst thing that could have happened, I guess. Okay, so as long as I can just find a couple basics, we should be fine. That's all I need is just a couple basics off of the bug catching set, and we'll be fine. Oh, you would not believe how long I spent looking at ways to easily knock out a Solrock, and it turns out it's just Ivysaur. So Ivysaur does 60 damage for 2 grass, so you just use Ivysaur to knock out a Solrock, and then of course we're playing the Crustle build, and we start Pheasantipity. The Regigigas is useless. I just need... Oh, I said... You heard me say it. You heard me say it. I just need any basic off of this. So, of course, we get 0 basics. Am I going to Lilies into 8 unplayable cards again? The answer is probably yes. So I should probably send down the Regigigas. Oh, we got one playable card, everybody. We got one. You know, PDCGL will screw me over 3 times, but not 4. All right, well, there's no reason to put the experience share down. They're not going to INO me. If they want to take the knockout with Golden Go, then that is not good for them. And I can knock out that Genesect on the bench with Genesect. I can knock out the Genesect with Genesect if it's on the bench. So they're going to have to get rid of 4 energy to knock out the Regigigas. Unfortunately, I do not have the Baby Toadscruel. That is in other list. This is the Crustle list, so you don't actually need it. So in this situation, I mean, they're going to bosses. So I think I go Arven for Trolley. Because, you know, I could get Forest of Vitality off the Fez, watch them just go for the Fez and make me hate life. Never mind. Gotta get rid of 4, baby. Okay, so I really don't want to put a Mega Venusaur into play, so how do I get 3 energy on a Crustle when I can't put Mega Venusaur down? That is helpful. All right, so let's go Arven for Trolley. We get Turbo Energize. I want to go, please. There's 1 Crustle. Okay, so that's fine. I think that's all I need to win, right? Is just the 1 Crustle. There's a Chikorita. There's an Ivysaur. That's unfortunate. All right, so Chikorita, Turbo Energize. I'm going to go Experience Share on you. And then I go Turbo Energize. 2 energy, 1 on each, right? 1 on each because... Or should I have gone... I don't think it mattered. I think if they go for the one with the experience share, then we're not attacking next turn. And if I'd say, so, okay, the scenario that I was going for is if I put 2 on this Dwebble, then they can just target that Dwebble, and then I end up with a Dwebble with 1 energy and an experience share, and then they can just knock it out. This way, they just have to target the experience share. It doesn't matter. Whatever I did, it doesn't matter. It's all up to them. If they bosses the Dwebble with the experience share, we're not doing anything, but it's fine. And what was the card? I can't even remember the name of the card that let you do the thing. Wow. I mean, it has been 10 months since it's been playable. What was the name of the card that lets you hit into your opponent's, like, mimic you or something? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. I mean, it's an expanded card at this point. I don't care about expanded, especially not PDCGL expanded. So you can't completely blame me for not caring. But it was... I keep thinking of Capturing Aroma. And they got the bosses. They'll go for the one with the experience. Yeah, they're going to go for the one with the experience here. Canceling to log in. Thank you. I knew it had something to do with an aroma. All right, so we have the Dwebble. We have Lilies. I think I hit the Lunatone. Okay, we don't want the Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's bad. We go attach to you. Okay, I don't need a ton of things. Actually, I think I Iono. I was going to say I could Lilies for 8, but there's a chance we just get this exact same hand back. And that'd be rough. That'd be like a dog barking. That'd be rough. Okay. I mean, if we whiff it, it's fine. We whiffed it. We whiffed it big time. All right, we have the Crustle. They have to... Oh, man. You know, I am wondering if they're going to give us an update before the end of the year. The average... Well, I mean, they give us like 2 updates and like 7 maintenances a month. But they are pretty good about giving us an update every month. We're still, you know, in the first third of December. We could get an update later this month. But, you know, it is the final month of the year. And they probably go on vacation earlier than you think. Because, you know, they work so hard crushing all those bugs to start the year. Okay, so we can't use Mega Venusaur, and we have to knock out their Solrock. I tried to go for their Lunatone, because that would have shut off more card draw. But, you know, I might have to bosses their dude now. They're probably going to have a Gust card. Probably should have just brought up the Genesect. I'll bring up the Genesect. That makes my life a lot easier. And they have the Solrock. All right, so I'm taking a knockout, which is good. They have to 3-shot my Crustle. They are playing none of the good Gimme Duel that can hurt me. Okay, there's... God, what? Stop giving me all these damn cards. All right, so there's that guy. And then we go Superb Scissors. I don't even have to worry about anything else. So they have to be able to recover this a couple more times and then they can win. And remember that we prized our second Crustle because, of course... Wait, why'd they go up with the Golden Go? Why wouldn't you just why wouldn't you go up with the Lunatone? Like, do you really want that one extra card? Like, what's the one extra card gonna do? You just need to find a Night Stretcher. Yeah, they'll give us a new board every 2 weeks, but fixing bugs that have been there for 3 years? Nah, bro, that's not important. Okay, so they're down 1 bosses. They probably have 2 more, so that means... Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? The one person actually playing the Vitality Band. And they get it right when they need it. All right, that's fine. Well, we got sauced. As the kids would say, we got. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing we can really do anymore because they've only used 1 superior. They have all their energy. So we'll just hit them with the old concede because Crustle's not very good. So yeah, what we learned today is that you cannot play it without Ogerpon. There is no way to play this deck without Ogerpon. What do we got here? We got this thing? Sure, let's play. What was that thing? That thing does that? Sure, let's play this one. Classic pencil. And thank you, Oreo. Okay, so they have an all creamy coin. I would imagine that the Alcremie coin is like early on in the thing, because that's why I use the Bulbasaur. Right? Why am I playing the Bulbasaur sleeves? You'd probably think, you know, a smart person would think, oh, you're playing the Bulbasaur sleeves because you're playing a Venusaur deck and Bulbasaur's in there. That's what a smart person would think. But no, it's because there's no way to search through your cosmetics, so I just, do the thing this way. At Oreo, no, I think I have pretty much all the decks that I'm going to play for the rest of the year set up and ready to go. And I should be able to continue focusing on new cards from Phantasmal Flames for the rest of the year. I don't know what I'm going to do early next year, though. Because there's a fat gap between, when the holidays are over and when we get Ascended Heroes. It's not out until the 29th. That's a long ways away. Okay, so we only need 2 energy on the top of Bulu to do 220. So, of course, they're not going to have anyone we can actually knock out. No, because the EX challenge would have to be after Ascended Heroes, because then we'd need to have the full, the full everything. Seriously? Not anything? Not anything? Well, I'm going to do that in February and March when rotation happens. Or pre-rotation. But I have to wait until Ascended Heroes is out so we have the full, G block suite. All right, well, you're useless. Yeah, you gotta play it with Ogerpon. It's unfortunate, but there's no way you can play this deck without it, right? Like, I would have had to start the baby Teal Mask. I would have had to get, Arvin. It's just, in order to replace the Ogerpon, I've had to play, like, 2 Turbo Energize, 2 Experience Share, Precious Trolley. I can't get them. Well, that's fine. Yeah, they're not expecting the bad one. And then, of course, I put 3 Bulbasaur to protect against prizing. So, of course, what ends up happening is... Okay, that's good. What ends up happening is I always have the 3 Bulbasaur. And then I go to play 2 Bulbasaur and I'll prize a Bulbasaur. Yeah, I hate to admit it, but Teal Mask Ogerpon, you have to play it. All right, well, we can take the KO here if we just get lucky. We don't even need to get that lucky. We just need a couple playable cards. So, of course, we get 0. We don't need that much. We just need a couple playable cards, like 1 or 2 max. That's all we need. Instead, we got a hot 0. Oh, goody. But again, this is like the 4th time today I've lilied into an unplayable hand. To be fair, Badoo item locked us, but that's, okay, this is great. This is great. Are they going for the item lock again? Usually you don't pause this long. Okay, well, let's get you into play. Let's get you into play. Let's go Ivysaur. Are we actually going to get a Venusaur this turn? That is the question. Press 1 if you think we're getting a Venusaur. Press 2 if we're still somehow going to whiff. Hey, we got a Venusaur. And nothing else playable. All right, well, there's a Bayleaf. Okay. Am I seriously going to knock out a Badoo and lose all my energy in the process? Yes, I am. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm chickening out. I'm chickening out. We're going to put 1 back. All right, then we go de-evolution. Yeah, now what are you going to do? Yeah, now what are you going to do without that rare candy? Okay. I got a little too cocky there. I got slightly too cocky there, and we were immediately punished. So yeah, I hate to admit it, but you have to play Ogerpon and Venusaur. You will lose most of your games because of Ogerpon, but you'll also win most of your games because of Ogerpon. Because I don't think I said that in one of the games that's going to be in the video. I said that post haste. Could you imagine if I had a Genesect in play right now and energy? We'd be doing great things. But like, you look at this. If they have Gust and Lopunny, they would just pick off my Ogerpon one by one, and I wouldn't really have a good retort, a retort Reklev to that. Now we got Turbo Energize. Eventually, they're going to have to stop with this nonsense. All right, Turbo Energize. Let's go 1-1. Put it on Ivysaur and Bayleaf. But like, my idea was sound, right? Ogerpon is way too much of a liability, so let's cut it out and let's see if we can just put as much energy into play in other fashions. And those were obviously Turbo Energize and just anyone who could put energy into play. And it didn't work. Genesect helps the deck. Genesect does not fix Venusaur, which is going to be the title of the video. It doesn't fix Venusaur, but it does improve it slightly because now you can knock out things on the bench without needing Gust cards. I'm about to lose a lot of things here. If I had to guess, they're going to go for Ivysaur and... No, if they have Prime Catcher, then they're definitely going to go after Venusaur. But that would take 2 Dusknoir and a Lopunny, right? Because they'd be 20 short. So I think it probably... No, there's not a ton they can do here. Right? Because they can't really do much. If they knock out Tapu Bulu, Ivysaur, and Bayleaf, I still can attack with Venusaur next turn, which isn't great for them. And they're just going for another Itchy Pollen. Well, I can attack now. And Nick, we're trying to play Venusaur without the thingy thing. All right, so yeah, we just go for a Wood Hammer. Hey, baby, you want to see me play with my Wood Hammer? You know, it's always so crazy. Whenever you're item locked, you never get supporters. But when I'm not item locked, all I Lily's into is supporters. But Nick, yeah, the first hour of the stream was great, and that's where the YouTube video is going to come from. But ever since I switched off the Ogerpon build, things have been rough. All right, so what are they going to do? Are they going to try to knock out my Venusaur? It is, but Genesect improved it. All right, so they can knock out the Venusaur, but it's going to have to take both of the Dusknoir being blown up. So is it worth it? I don't know. They will be winning the game by knocking out the Mega Venusaur. But at what cost? Right? I don't think it's necessarily worth it to... Okay. Okay. I don't think this is worth it, but they're doing it anyways. Wait, do they not know that they don't have the KO? So they're going to try and set me up for next turn. Because I will be in Dusclops range. So I see what they're doing, but the Venusaur is surviving. Right? Because they're doing... so that's 360? Okay. I mean, all I have to do is knock out one of your Megas, and I can do that. It is within the realm of possibility. Okay. Let's Earthen Vessel. Go get 2 energy out of the deck. What do I want here? I have switch and I have experience share. I have switch and I have experience share. So let's see what we can make happen. All right, there's Meganium and Genesect. That's fine. Bug catching set. Of course. Of course. Okay. There's a counter catcher, which we can't do anything with. We have another Meganium. I'm going to go Genesect down. Because they can knock out my Genesect. Yeah, so if we attach that there. Actually, do I go for the Genesect this turn? Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're not knocking out what we need to knock out. And they're going to knock out my Venusaur. And I can't Iono them. So that's bad. But we do have an experience share. All right, so my options are very, very limited. I think what I do is I put 1 there. Okay, hang on. I gotta think here. This is gonna suck. Okay, so we put 1 there. I should have put the experience share on the Genesect. Genesect should have definitely gotten the experience share. Okay, so there we go. Jungle Dump. And then I'm most likely gonna have to manufacture another Venusaur if I want to win. And Bobby Pops, unfortunately, Mega Venusaur is not competitive enough. Like, I did definitely win some games today, and Genesect helps it. But there's a reason why. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is on Limitless in terms of ranking. It is 20th. So it is the 20th best deck in Standard. And I think that's fair, right? It's ahead of Lucario, Hariyama. So it's actually doing better than Lucario in Limitless tournaments. But yeah, I mean, 20th, that seems about where it belongs. And Ultra Beast Kingdom, what are you looking at? You're looking at Venusaur without Ogerpon, which does not work. So yeah, like when I say good, I mean, you know, it's B tier or higher. And in Japan, it's usually about the top 12 decks. So if you go by a Japanese ranking, this is C tier at best. And Nick, that is a thought that crossed my mind. That is a thought that crossed my mind, and I'll probably visit it when Brambleghast is rotating. All right, so they got the Dust Noir. They can knock out... They can do so many things. I thought about that too, but then you have to take out the Venusaur. All right, I can still win this game if I get another Mega Venusaur. Okay, well, not, you know what I mean. Not like a Venusaur off the prizes, but a Venusaur. So I have to go Arven for Super Rod. If I Arven for Super Rod and we Rod back in Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. No, Dawn is not good. Dawn is... I don't like Dawn in this deck. All right, so we have to go Arven for Super Rod and the Terastallizing Air Balloon. Actually, hang on. If I get Night Stretcher... Wait, if I get Night Stretcher, that's it. Yeah, if I get Night Stretcher, that's game. Okay, good. Right? Oh, but I don't have an energy. But we have 3 in the deck. Oh, this is bad. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we go Ultra Ball, away the Arven. But for reasons I talked about earlier, I don't think you can play Dawn. If you play Tatsugiri or something, or, you know, if you load up the deck with Pokegear, then you're talking. I just need an energy. I think we got it. I think that's a knockout. I wasn't really paying attention this game because I didn't think we'd win. Because, you know, you can't play this deck without Ogerpon. But we might have just won. Why do I always click on that? Right? Because we're doing your mom. All right, so done. Bugged Cannon. Hey, Genesect for the win, baby. We wouldn't have won if it wasn't for Genesect. And of course, we prized. I have 3 bosses in that deck. You don't need 3 bosses when you're sniping. Just play like Pokemon Catcher or something, or Counter Catcher. So there you go. I won a game with Mega Venusaur Genesect that doesn't have a single Ogrepon except the baby one. And the only reason I won is because they gave me like 4 free prizes. And how come no one plays Baby Still Villain? Because it doesn't. It's just not sexy, right? It's just not sexy enough. All right, so let's do the experience share one again, because that one seemed to go well. Yeah, I thought about Vileplume. It's just too much like Dawn. Dawn is a good card that would improve this deck, but number one, how do you find Dawn, and what does Dawn do that is better than a Lily's turn 1, right? Like you get Dawn turn 1 and no Forest of Vitality and no energy. You're not excited to see Dawn, right? You're excited to see Dawn when you get Dawn at the exact right time, but then you have to, cut other cards to make room for it, right? You have to cut an Ino, you have to cut a Lily's. So yeah, Dawn is really, really good and really, really strong. Because then you have to cut consistency cards, right? I am failing to get everything set up properly with 4 bug catching set. Like I have whiffed way too many bug catching set. I've lilies into dead hands way too many times today. And in order to run Pokegear and Dawn or Tatsugiri, I would have to allocate other things and they would take away from the power that you need to have. So it's like, yes, if there was room, I would add Dawn. But you've seen how bad this deck performs for me on live. Right? And I looked at all the Japanese tournament results and it's the same thing. Like maybe 1 copy of Dawn is thrown in there. But for the most part, Dawn is just not happening. All right. We're about to lose this game because we got actually things. And our energy is terastallizing. Great. And we're still going to lose this game, though, because I have nothing. We're still going to lose this game, though, because we have nothing in the hand. But yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. A Dawn would not help in this situation. A Dawn would be completely useless. Except for maybe the Pheasantipity, but then I can't Lilies, so I'd lose Chikorita Bulbasaur, and then I'd lose Bulbasaur and whatever other basic I have to put down. So yes, I understand. Dawn is very good. Dawn would help so much in this deck, but you have to already be set up for Dawn to be useful. That is the issue, is that Dawn does not help a bad start. Dawn only helps when you have had a good start. Yeah, we're about to lose everything. We're about to lose everything. Oh, God. Bobby Pops, you haven't watched the whole stream, though, have you? You wouldn't be saying, yes, I understand it's for later in the game, but I am not even getting set up without making room for Dawn. I'm playing maximum consistency in a lot of these lists. I'm playing 4 Arven, 4 Lilies. What the hell is this? Okay, well, I guess we just get all these guys back. So yeah, that's the reason I'm saying that, is that because everything's going horribly. All right, well, let's, I guess I do put the energy on the Ivysaur, because that's not getting knocked out if they somehow manufacture this. Like, I get where you're coming from. But the issue is, I don't get set up. Okay, well, there goes my Ivysaur. They literally have everything. And Bobby Pops, well, there's, 7. So obviously I'll put the best ones in the YouTube video. Okay, so they have to go, what, Crispin, Sparkling Crystal, and that's it? Crispin, Sparkling Crystal, GG. If you prize the sparkling crystal, wait, you already have the Crispin? They already have the Crispin. All right. All right. Well, that's fun. But like, even when I should be getting things, it's not happening. So yeah, this is the experience share build. So this is the typical one. This is the first place Japanese list that has the Toad Scroll. So yeah, you can cut out a 1 Toad Scroll, 1 of the Toad Scroll, make room for 2 Dawn. But like, yeah, you can cut, you know, a Nest Ball, an Ultra Ball to make room for 2 Dawn. You can play Pokegear. But even when I play the maximum consistency, Dawn just isn't helping. Yeah, Dawn would be better there. And Toad Scroll, yeah, you think I don't need the EX, but that's for Mega Absol, because everyone here is like, hey, Tord is playing the deck. Well, let's play that for Tord, for the Tord deck. So yeah, you can cut that to make room for Dawn. So sure, we'll cut it, we'll make room, we'll do Ogre Dawn. Get it? Ogre Dawn. Get it? Ogre Dawn. Yeah, we'll put Dawn in the list. We'll see how she does. Maybe she'll surprise us. All right, Lexi tab 9. Just I am, and Bobby, not with my prizing luck. Again, this is a classic example of people questioning why I do what I do, and then I tell them to watch a full stream, and then they'll see that, you know, I'll prize 2 Ogrepon, and then I lose the game, so I have to play 3. Right? So you have to watch the full stream to get the full picture here, to understand why I do what I do. Because yeah, if everything's going right, yeah, I would love to play Dawn, but I've mulliganed like twice every single game. All right, so there's Bulbasaur. We'll put you up front because we didn't prize the other Bulbasaur. We did not prize the other one. I guarantee you we did not prize the other Bulbasaur. So we can sacrifice this one, or we can just get a cheeky right away. Ah, crap. Okay, well, maybe they're not playing the Megazard, and maybe they're just playing Dark Zard, the Terrazard. Yeah, what we did learn is that you have to play Ogrepon. It's just, you know, Dawn. Dawn, you have no way to manually search for it, so you'd have to make room for Pokegear. But you have to play, like, you'd have to cut the Toad's Cruel line, or you'd have to play with your balls a little bit less to make room for other cards. And it's like Toad's Cruel just helps with your different matchups. You know, for the Tord deck, you play the EX, so they can't just, you know, sneak a Mega Absol on you. For Golden Go, which is a horrible matchup. Okay, interesting that they went for the Badoo when they knew that I have Bind Down. But then for Golden Go, you have to play the Baby Toad Scroll, so they can't just, you know, easily knock out 2 Mega Venusaur. And, you know, you want to have Max Rod to easily recover your things, but Hero's Cape would make Venusaur harder to knock out. It's just for some decks out there, there's no perfect list, but the list is good no matter which one you play. For Venusaur, there's no perfect list, and that's why it's 20th. Because when I say it's bad, I mean it's not in the competitive tier of S, A, or B, and it's a C tier deck, and that's off the list. So when I say bad, I mean it's off the list, and, you know, it is kind of a meme when I say it's horrible, because it's more playable than like half the megas out there. It's just that it, you know, it just doesn't work. It's like the Armor Rouge deck. For some reason, it just doesn't work. All right. They've taken 2 minutes. I believe we just win this one. All right, I'm going to go bug catching set first. There's a reason, there's a method to my madness. Oh, hello. Interesting. Was not expecting this. Okay. I think I go for Ivysaur, Chikorita, and then I mean, I don't want to give them extra cards, but they're going to shut off my items next turn. So I think what I do is we do that. And then Ultra Ball that away. Let's go for a Bayleaf. We have Regigigas for Dragapult. We have all the things we need. And we bind down. So I'm not going to do the thing. Because the reason I use Bug Catching Set first is because if I don't get an energy off the Bug Catching Set, then I know that I have to attach to the Bulbasaur, and I can't accelerate to the Ogerpon. Bind down buys us an extra turn. So yes, will be item locked. But I'm going to be able to, Ivysaur and Bayleaf, or even not Ivysaur if I don't want to. And Bobby Pops, I played Turo in the Squawkabilly list, so you'll never guess. You'll never guess what happened to my Turo in the Squawkabilly list, because I was testing out other wacky things. And of course, I had to Squawkabilly away the Turo because I had an unplayable starting hand. Again, that's why I do what I do. Well, that's concerning. That is concerning. And yeah, again, I like Turo, but I never find the cards I need when I need them, and that's the problem. Okay, so we go Bayleaf. There's a Forest of Vitality. But if I knock out the Badoo, that's not helping me very much, right? So I think we just bind down one more turn. But I'm not getting any energy in play. They put 10 damage on my Ogerpon. So maybe I should have been a little more proactive. But it's just so tough, right? Because we know that they have the things. And I know they have the Pheasantipity. But I'm not getting... And they got the Lilies. Crap. Okay, but we can one-shot the Dragapult with Regigigas. That's all we need. One-shot the Dragapult, Regigigas, GG, shake my hand. Shake my foot. All right, they're going to item lock me one more time. Unless they have something crazy. Unless they play a switch. Or if they have a Jet Energy. And Bobby Pops, this is adapted from a first place Japanese list. So yeah, it's a typical list, but there's so many flex cards you could play, like Turo and Dawn. Okay, good. Good. You've activated my trap card. Okay, we can win this game as long as PDCGL doesn't screw us over. And Mad Panda? Ah, crap. Okay, well, we gotta go for it. Yeah, exactly. Come on, we don't do that here. We don't do that stuff here. That's for nerds. You don't play Bobby Pops? What have I told you, Bobby Pops? What have I told you? Hey, we got the Venusaur. We got lucky. Okay, see, I mean, this was almost... We were moments away from disaster. Moments away. So we just go... I think end turn. So next turn should be very good. And as long as they don't have a Megazard, we will win this game. As long as they don't have a Megazard, though. If they have a Megazard, we have lost. Because I cannot knock out a Megazard, but I can knock out a Dragapult and the other two Zards and even a Pheasantipity. So they're going to be tempted. Yeah, they're going to be tempted to do that, but I think this is the right call. Because it shuts off my items. We got the bosses? So that's a knockout on the Fez. That's GG. They played it too safe. They played it way too safely. We go bosses on the... Actually, no, we just go for the Zard. Yeah, what am I thinking? We go for the Zard? Yeah, we go for the Zard. Please don't have the freaking Mega Charizard in that deck. I will be very sad if that happens. All right, if they have Megazard, we lose. And their strategy of not doing anything will have paid off immensely. But if they don't got it, we are in there. We're burrowing deep in there like a drill burr. And we're not going anywhere. But just the thing is, I don't like running things like Turo and Dawn when you can't search for them. Right? When I have so much trouble already with Venusaur, I can't really add additional cards. That's why I don't do it, but let's focus on this one. We're about to win this game. See, they can find it because they're smart and they're lucky and they don't have the, they have the streamer client. I don't have the streamer client. I have the dev client, and that's riddled with all the bugs. That's why I can't select all the cards. And they just get Turo, Monkey Dory, Luminous Energy when they already have 2 Luminous on the field. That's the difference. Okay, do they realize that I take a dump all over myself and I heal myself? Do they know that I enjoy taking dumps in the jungle and it actually makes me feel better about myself? And in one of the Arven's list, I did have Heavy Baton. Because Regigigas has a 4 retreat cost, Mega Venusaur has a 4 retreat cost, so I was thinking, hey, Heavy Baton, that's kind of not a terrible idea. But let's take a dump. And Bobby Pops, this is sub 1500 in Master League, though. This is the Wild West. I know we're not in the 1300s where you're going to face Alakazam stall, but this is under 1500. Anything is possible over here. It's like Kevin Garnett said. Anything is possible. And wait, isn't this the Dawn version? So yeah, this is the Dawn. Remember that you said to put Dawn in the deck? What haven't I found this entire game? Right? What haven't I found? But they have the Mega Charizard sleeves. And those are not easy to find if you have all the sleeves. So this is what I'm talking about. Why don't I play Dawn? Because I'm never going to find it when I need it. I would have needed it on any of those like 5 Badoo turns. Never found it. Because that's what happens. I just get slapped back down to reality. Pokemon TCG Live claps my cheeks more than Mistress Paddlebottom. And, whereas I pay her money, PDCGL takes a mental toll. And that's much, much worse. I'd rather pay the dev money to give me the streamer client. And Nick, okay, I will get to all the terrible rotating G block decks in February and March. Ascended Heroes is the 28th or 29th. And Bobby, no, this is normal amount of lucky. This is normal amount of unlucky. You can trust me on that one. Go through the VODs channel, watch every single one of my VODs, then rewatch all of them again. Make 400 unique accounts and sub to the VODs channel. So I get monetized. And then you'll see this is just what happens. And Nick, hey, you're going to see me whack off for about 2 months straight. Don't you worry. Because Ascended Heroes, it'll be about 2 weeks of brand new cards. Because it's what? Mega Electros, Mega Dragonite, Mega Charizard. We could see Mega Audino and a few other things like Erica's Pokemon. It's really weird how they're handling this whole situation. Okay, this is not going in the YouTube video. That was weird. That was an interesting one. I was not expecting them to give me a free Fez. That was unexpected. Hey, how about a free Pheasantipity? How about a free 2 prizes? Like, obviously, they're trying to masterfully bait me here and be like, oh, knock out my Fez. I don't have an INO. Nothing bad will happen if you do that. I promise nothing bad will happen if you do that. So it actually makes more sense, I think, to INO in this situation. Because then it keeps the lilies in the deck. But yeah, I think we'll use the INO because then I might be able to shuffle my deck with a bug catching set or something. Or do absolutely nothing. That's also a possibility. But we can solar transfer. We go 1 there and 1 there. So that's GG. I don't know how they can win. I am fully set up to win the game. What they have to do to win in this situation is... Oh, see, Bob, I told you, the last prize is probably Dawn, the second Dawn. See, the last prize is probably the other Dawn in the deck. You know, you heard the Dawn of the Dead. This is Dawn of the deck. See, this is not unlucky. This is regular amount of unlucky. Yeah, see, this is what I've been telling you the entire time. Why do I make the decisions that I do? Because that happens every single time. So they have to Iono me, and they have to knock out the Regigigas, and then I still don't even think they can win. Well, if they countercatcher my Regigigas, they can make it slightly annoying, but yeah, then I just put all the energy on an Ogerpon and win. So I have like 3 different win conditions. If I get a Gust card, I win. If I get Genesect, which I have in my hand, I win. If they don't knock out the Regigigas, I win. If they leave the Venusaur alive, I think I win. So they might not even take a single prize. So yes, as we learned, you cannot play an Ogerpon EX-less build of Mega Venusaur. Genesect, just chuck a copy in there. It helps out immensely because you rely less on Gust cards. The less bosses you have to use, the more lilies you can use. You know, you can put a Dawn in there if you want to. I'm not saying don't play Dawn. I'm just saying I'm not going to play Dawn because I'm not an idiot, because I know what PDCGL is going to do. And there we go. So they have to get a countercatcher and knock out the Regigigas. But then I'll have 5 energy on the field, and then we got a bug catching set. Do I give them a thumbs up? Because they have taken 6 more minutes than me, and they've literally been playing for more than 10 minutes and haven't taken a single prize and will not take a single prize. That is kind of sad. LexiTab, I'm sorry. But, you know, when you play against when you take a shot at the king, you best not miss. Also, we never saw a single Dawn this entire time. So that's, yeah, see, as soon as we got a Dawn, it was Ionoed. Please let this be the second Dawn. Oh, I wasn't. Yeah, so that's not going to be in the video because they played for 10 minutes and did nothing. They did 340 damage. Why wasn't Badu the MVP? That's not fair. All right, so I'm assuming Sunny's online. Sunny, TCG. Sunny's online. All right, so we'll raid Sunny. I'll be back tomorrow. I will admit that I have not tested Camerupt or Oricorio. I'm very hesitant about how that's going to go. I think it's going to go terribly. But if we just get 3 games, I got a YouTube video, and that's all I want in this world is YouTube videos, because all I care about is YouTube audience. YouTube audience cares about me, and they give me more money, except you actually pay to watch me. Mega Danger has a glory hole forehead.